What's up, everybody? Welcome. We are, believe it or not, tonight's entertainment. We're doing some Christmas stuff. Christmas a couple days away. I am Steve. I've never gotten so dressed up on a show before in my life, but here I am. You know, I wanted to impress everybody out there. I got Arick. Welcome. Mr. Zant. Right over there. In the very Christmassy bandana.
Tonight, I still love you, baby.
We're not gonna make anybody cry tonight. Wow. All right, right down there is Timmy Tabala.
Cotton-headed Nitty Muggins in the house.
I can't. I forgot what everybody put as their name, and right now it's not showing. Ed.
Jim Dandy.
So right down there is the Empire 161 show, and right beneath me is Mr. Ed Camus.
That's right.
What's
Ed.
up, buddy? How's it going?
What's going on?
Just trying to do some Christmassy stuff here right before, the big day, a couple days away. We did the Christmas songs a few weeks back, and that was a lot of fun. Had a lot of traction on that. So we say, let's do Christmas/holiday movies just to lighten things up a little bit here. So let's jump down that Christmas holiday movie special, the first ever from PopCulturePros.com. My mom, she's the first to jump in late again. It wasn't my fault. It was out of the four that are on air, it was one person's fault, and he's wearing a pink bandana. But
we all know Mama Farachi is a gangster anyway, so we know she's a gangster.
Yes.
Mother Farachi. All about it.
Gangster.
Samuel.
Sam. What's up? Sam's a loyal, devoted fan, man.
Was it that entire town of Deposit's going to be watching us? All six of them.
Oh no, Sam's not in deposit.
Oh, he's not. Is he in Binghamton?
No, wait a minute. I need to say something here. Yes, I may be the icon of upstate New York, and yes, I may be the prolific progenitor of posthumous things here in Deposit. But
you go.
My reach extends much further than the Tri-County area. I have infiltrated all aspects of any type of culture
All
in this
aspects.
country. I am loved by everyone.
So you're like
That's
a
all I
rock
got.
up there. Is that how it is?
I am like, yeah.
Short
I'm
version is he's the people's champ up there.
That'd be.
I'm the same height as The Rock.
That's about it.
Ish.
That's about it.
Yeah.
All right, so fellas, obviously one of our favorite pastimes, I guess, is watching some Christmas stuff around the holidays. Some holiday movies, Christmas movies. There's a couple Hanukkah movies out there, but first, yeah, there's one that I can think of. I said a couple.
Okay, I know one. I don't know what a couple.
There's one. There's one, and it's cool. It's a lot of fun. But so just like we kind of talked about when we did the Christmas movie show, the Christmas song show. What time or what date is that magic date that you're like, okay, I'm in it to watch a Christmas movie now, starting now? Is there a
Black
date
Friday.
that you guys have in mind? Black
Friday. Black Friday is the beginning of Christmas season to me.
Yep.
But there is one or two movies that I will watch all year round. Die Hard, obviously. I think Christmas Vacation's an all year round movie. That's a fantastic movie. Maybe a couple
It's
others.
so good. Spoiler alert. It's good.
So, maybe a couple others, but we'll see.
What about you, Arick?
I'm kind of in the middle of it. There's a few movies that I have no problem watching in mid-July. Love Actually is actually not just one of my favorite Christmas movies, but it's also one of my favorite movies. So I can pop that on anytime.
I can't get on board with that, man.
I've never seen
Love
it.
Actually.
I've
You
never
hate-
seen
you
it.
hate-
We'll debate them.
Yeah.
Tim, are you hating already? Are you serious?
I can't. I want you to blame Kyle. and Jader for this. I can't get
Oh,
on board
boy.
with these British love movies. I can't do it. I can't.
Oh,
I don't know why.
man. Well, yeah. I mean, okay. I guess it's acquired, but no, Steve. I don't discriminate with any kind of movie really. It creates more of a festive atmosphere putting on a movie that pertains to that time of year. But I could get on board in any time. Like, if you and I are hanging out like in April and you wanted to watch The Grinch, I mean, I'd be all about it. So,
Well, when my first son was born, and my mom can attest to this, and everybody who knows us can attest to this, we were watching The Grinch well into April, May of the following year. So he was born September 6th, which was a birthday gift to my mom. That's her birthday also.
Nice.
So we got into that Christmas, and he just like had this fascination with The Grinch. He just couldn't stop watching it, and we just watched it and watched it and watched it. It was that year The Grinch was a great babysitter, so we appreciate that.
yeah.
But yeah, so everybody who's watching, chime in with what movies you'd like us to talk about, and we'll get to it. But maybe we should save this one for a little bit. But let's start off with one that is played over and over and over and over and over again on Christmas Day, and that's A Christmas Story. Absolute classic, right? So you should shoot your eye out, kid. And with all of these movies, there are so many quotable moments in all of them that it's just insane. Start off. David, who is a coward, doesn't want to come
Dave's
on the
already
show
out.
apparently.
Dave's too good for us now. Doesn't come on the wrestling show. Doesn't pile.
Wow.
He's only good for the Four Quarters show now. And what do you mean Elf's bad, Dave? We're already going to start fighting. We're not even 7 minutes into the show.
Yeah,
Let's go on with
that's a bad take. That's one of those takes just to get a rise out of people. But
That's a
we're not
Skip
starting with
Bayless
that.
take.
I'm not biting the carrot. Sorry. Sorry, Dave.
Don't do it. All right. So Arick, why don't you start us off with a Christmas Story? What are your thoughts?
Christmas Stories. It's actually, I mean, when you just let go of the whole like hype that surrounded it for the last 20, 30 years, if you really just let that go and you just sit down and watch it, man, it's a pretty funny movie. It's hokey as hell.
Yeah.
It's
Which a lot of these Christmas movies are, especially if you dive into the Hallmark stuff. But go ahead.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and it's really, really corny, but it really relates. I don't think there's like a person, like an American family, like an American nuclear family, no matter where you come from, what background, how you're off or not. There's always an aspect that you can identify with that, because you got the grumpy dad, you got the overly neurotic mom, you got the annoying little brother, you got the annoying salesman and you got the jerk guys at school. And it's all incorporated into like you're just following this kid around during Christmas time, and yeah, the one-liners are great, but especially for those of us that live up in the Northeast, live in the northern hemisphere of the United States. I don't know.
I would hope so.
Because we get snow, and those of you in Florida don't get it.
Oh, it's back.
Did I say it?
Well, he didn't call me it. He just said those of you in Florida.
Those of you in Florida.
Oh, so that actually I get the assist on that because I was pushing.
You get an assist, Ed. You get an assist. Arick and Ed's team won. So anyway, yeah. So I think A Christmas Story. I mean, like I said, if you just strip it down, like if you don't approach it like, oh, it's a Christmas Story movie they play 100 times. I mean, it's too bad it's gotten known for that, which may or may not be good or bad. I mean, that all depends on your point of view. But it's a pretty good movie, and you can watch it once a year. You can watch it more than once a year, and it's hilarious. It does get a bit old, but then you correct me if I'm wrong, when you're watching it, it's like you're like, oh, here comes this part again. Oh, here comes this part again. And then you're lost in like all that. You're like getting all mad because then all of a sudden a part that you forgot comes up that's funny. So it's like it kind of catches you still a little bit. So I think that's what's cool about it.
Tim saying absolutely not.
Of course, Tim's not going to say that.
Hold on. Let's catch up on the comments because David says Elf is highly overrated, and Arick, you love the carrot.
After Dave and Jay, after Dave's and Alline's Halloween bracket thing, he can't talk about movies ever again. Sorry, Dave.
Bambi says that movie is annoying.
Of course, Bambi's going to say that. Bambi, you know what? Just because Cable just got the Harper School last year.
Annoying, Arick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Annoying Arick or Arick.
This is where grammar comes into play. This is great point.
I don't know. Yeah, because it's a big difference of what she's saying.
Tim, what do you know about grammar? What do you know about grammar? You're crapping all over my British movies, and you're setting. You know what I mean?
Tim reads a lot of books. Tim reads a lot of books. Leather-bound books.
No, but that comma is a big thing. Either she's saying that movie is annoying, Arick, or that movie is annoying. Comma is annoying.
You guys want to know what's really funny?
Or it's annoying.
You want to know what's really funny about this? And Bambi's going to kill me when we because we're friends and we message back and forth. She's one of those, like, instead of spelling the whole word out, she uses like 3 letters when she could just put one more vowel in and it'd be the whole word.
Oh my god!
So
that's annoying.
And I always correct her with that, and I always correct her with her. I'm like, well, it's actually spelled this way. So she's gonna kill me, but I had to bring it out. I had to bring it out.
She is already.
There you go.
Anyway,
here you guys go, and feel free, guys. If you see a comment in there that you want to pop up there, go for it.
Sweet.
Donnie says, to be fair, it's better than Christmas Story 2. Have you guys seen Christmas Story 2?
No, I don't acknowledge the direct-to-video sequels now.
Well, I refuse to watch any of the Home Alone 17s that came after 1 and 2.
I'm going to tell
wait
you,
a minute.
I stumbled upon some of those out of curiosity, and holy shit, it's bad.
There's a Christmas Story Part 2?
My bad. It's just really bad. Like, I think the 4 and 5 are like direct to, like they were made for Disney Channel or something like that. Yeah, exactly. They were terrible, man, and it was actually supposed to be Kevin McAllister.
Nice.
And those.
Ed's getting one piece of coal in his stocking for using the S word.
That's it. Yeah,
one coal. That's one coal for Ed.
I'm the Sam Jackson of the show so far. I can't stop.
It's my beer.
Yeah. No, but okay. So Christmas Story 2, it's and Home Alone 3, 4. How many are there? 5?
There are
5 or 6.
5 of them.
Like that,
You guys are blowing my mind here. I had no idea any of this existed.
There's also a Love Actually 2.
No, there's not.
Direct to video sequel.
No, my mom said put the pinky up. I hate when people do that. I yell at people. I get into arguments.
I just did it before.
You're not a mucky muck. You're not.
I got a cold beer glass. I can't do that.
I have shouted from like across the room. Put your pinky down because it just annoys me. I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know what it is. All right. I don't know who else is going to be joining, so that's why I didn't want to save. I wanted to save some of the better ones, but if we wait on some of the people that are in our group, we might be waiting.
He's going to make me swear. He really is going to make me swear.
Wow.
Dave's ready to fight today.
Put it up. I'll put it up.
Panachi. We love Panachi on this
show. So Arick likes his Christmas movies like he likes his wrestling.
Hold on. There might be kids watching, so
old.
Armbar. That part's funny. Armbar is funny.
I'm going to digress and let Steve continue on with the show.
That's very, very good. Bambi says, I've never seen Love Actually. So Bambi is not well, she actually when she corrected the grammar, it was that the movie was annoying, which kind of went against what you said. And then has never seen Love Actually, and that's your favorite Christmas flick.
Yeah,
this is not going well.
I have not seen Love Actually. I've had the only reason I had is I was like, wait a second. I what's his face? From Walking
Rick.
Dead. Yeah, Rick was in it. Once someone
Rick.
told me that, I was like, "What?"
Andrew
He's in
Lincoln?
it?
Yeah.
Andrew Lincoln.
Andrew Lincoln. Yeah, Andrew Lincoln.
And that's funny, Ed, because the first time I saw The Walking Dead, I'm going, the
You
Love
went the
Actually
opposite.
guy? What's
Wow.
he doing?
Isn't Liam Neeson in
That's
it?
the one that's famous for the
Liam
signs
Neeson's
at
in
the
it.
end.
Hugh Grant's in it.
Hugh Grant.
Emma Thompson's in it.
Oh,
It's like
my
a who's
God.
who of British mucky mucks.
Tim
Yeah.
knows. Well, Tim knows that I love Liam
See, Ed, that's the
Neeson.
exact point. Well, everything you just said means nothing to me. Like, it's a who's who of British.
That's it. That's it. You lost it. But okay, but
Liam
but
Neeson's a
Tim,
selling point to me, though.
Liam Neeson. So, but Tim, how? So there are so many times. There have been so many times over the years where I watch a show. It could be The Walking Dead. It could be anything, and they have the American accent, and then they're doing an interview and they're British. Tom Holland. What? Tell me that the first time you heard Tom Holland speak in the British accent, you're like, what?
It was shocking.
What's going on?
Christian Bale was a
it
shocker
is.
for me when I first
Christian-
heard him
yeah.
speak. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all weird.
It's crazy
They're all
'cause
weird
they
before
do-
she can talk.
They do amazing American accents.
Yeah,
Like
they're
you,
really
you couldn't
good
tell. The Walking Dead is like
And
full of them.
Americans are terrible at British accents.
They are.
They're phenomenal
Yeah.
at American accent. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Half of America's have bad at American accents. So, I mean, what,
That's true too.
That's true too.
That's true, too.
Donnie wants a group question answer before we move on to the next movie. And by a show of hands, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes,
We are all
Feet.
for it.
Feet,
Yeah,
whatever.
feet
by
are up.
far.
Absolutely. Some might say the greatest.
Anyone who says it's not is
Christmas movie.
crazy.
Yeah, Panachi says watched Christmas Vacation last night. I've watched it like 5 or 6 times. Let's just get into that one. Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's.
Wait.
Chevy Chase.
I gotta get on top of this Christmas story thing real quick.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because while Eric said it was a
We're
good
shooting
movie,
the stuff.
kinda-
We're shooting the
kinda-
stuff.
You still kind of pooped on it a little bit.
I did?
That's the movie that I watch. Well, a little bit. Like you get tired of this, you get tired of that. Like what I'm saying. That's what you were saying. Not that you
Okay.
pooped on it, but maybe you dribbled on it a little bit. Whatever. It's a kid show. But that's the movie that we'll put on and leave the TV on all night, and I'll watch. And if I wake up, I catch different parts, and I laugh, and I love that movie. I think Scott Farkas should be put on one of the great villain Hall of Fames. He's a phenomenal bully. I mean, he had yellow eyes.
Awesome.
Yellow eyes. He was fantastic. That is the
He was.
movie. That to me is the quintessential Christmas movie, but it shouldn't be included in your top movies because that's the movie. That's just
Is it
my
like
opinion.
a standalone? You think it's a standalone?
Yeah, it's like Christmas Story, and then everyone else pick your top. You pick your top 10 movies because it's like that's like the quintessential one. That's why it's played 24 hours a freaking day on Christmas Day. My opinion.
Every year and
I get it. You know what, Timothy? I'll agree with you because I'm that kind of guy. I'm not gonna pound on any of your voracious opinions that I may or may not disagree with because unlike some people who are sitting below me, I'm a team player. So I'm
Eric, why are
and
you
you
guys
guys
like
know
that?
what-
Why am I getting shit
Well,
for
wait.
this?
not you, Ed. Ed, you and I are the
Oh,
hockey
another
team
piece of
tonight.
coal.
That's true.
Wait, did it
Another
again.
piece of coal.
You
Another
Cole.
piece of coal.
Why am I-
Man, this is not a good
No,
start.
but also, what line from that movie have I used constantly throughout the year? Fragile. Whenever describing a
Fragile.
basketball player,
You do
football
that a
player,
lot.
who's always
Football
getting
player.
hurt. Fragile. That's from A Christmas Story. Got to do it.
And think about it.
The
That's the
father
kind of
in
movie
that
where
movie- the
you can
father
just
is one of the
sell
greatest
all this
characters
stuff that
ever.
you can sell, all this merchandise. The
True.
leg, the leg. You got the glasses set. You got the actual lamp itself. It's there's the fragile box is out there somewhere.
In my
It's just
neighborhood, there are leg lamps. There's like 5 of them around the block.
That's awesome.
In windows. I'm not even kidding.
That is awesome.
Yeah. If we didn't
And-
have our Peanuts / Star Wars set up in front of our house, we would definitely have the leg lamp.
And just think about
awesome.
kids walking by your house, or even teenagers. Like, what the hell is a leg lamp? It's so
Exactly.
weird.
It's like, go do your homework.
And what was the quote? What was
Yeah.
Ralphie's quote? The glow of electric sex through the night, something like that.
Oh, my
Fantastic!
God.
This is a fantastic movie.
And
Okay, I'm done.
Tim, there's so many people out there that do what you do. You know, Christmas. You know, you open up the gifts. You know, Santa gets there. You open up the presents. You have your food, and then it's, you know, you're tired.
Yeah.
So a lot of people just sit there, have that movie on, nod off, wake up, catch a few scenes, nod off, catch a few scenes again. It's a tradition in some households.
Yeah, Christmas Eve. I put it on. I go to sleep. I leave the TV on all night. That's what I leave on. I wake up. I'll watch 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there throughout the whole day. Open presents. That's on in the background. And then once everyone
Eventually
gets a little more,
piece the whole movie together.
Let's switch it up to something different now, because now you're like, okay, now I've heard it about three times in my sleep and 4 times already. So it's like, all right, now we move on to something else.
And you'll be dreaming about it for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, dreaming about Ralphie. You want to start dreaming about Ralphie.
Open the presents in the background for Christmas morning. That's the move here.
Always.
There's another movie that we'll talk about eventually that has to be Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
A movie that Dave hasn't seen. And is trolling us over here on the comment section about.
It's ridiculous. I told him to watch it weeks ago, and insubordination, man.
He's too
Insubordination.
busy. He's too busy pumping iron.
Doing what?
Watching
it doesn't show.
Pumping iron and watching.
It's not showing up.
4
I was
quarters.
going to say, something's not working. I mean, you can't just walk into the weight room and expect to get buff, Dave. I mean, you know what? Look, forget it.
How do you go and you pump iron for hours and then you drink a White Claw?
Yeah, that negates the whole thing.
You might do it at the same time.
That just wipes out all the protein. Yeah, come on.
Raul, what's up, buddy? Appreciate you joining us. Yes, Die Hard is, in fact, a Christmas movie. Let's jump into National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. One of my favorites. Absolutely, 100%. I've watched this. I've watched it 5 or 6 times already this year. I've probably watched it another few times, but it's one of the go-tos, right? So last night I was doing some work on the website, popculturepros.com, cheap pop. And I just popped it on, and as many times as you see a movie like that, whatever your top 10 list is, any of them in your top 10, you could be doing all this stuff, and you look up and you get just sucked right in. Tractor beams, beams suck you right in, and you're just there, and you're like, oh, what? It's 2 hours later, and I haven't done what I'm supposed to be doing. So. Yeah, Don, I guess we have to kind of say this. Shitter's full. I don't get a call for that because I was reference. It's a reference to the movie.
I'm sorry, Steve, but Ben gets full.
I'm not the only one.
Too. Yeah.
No, but I make the rules around here.
I'm still up 2-1, though. I'm still up 2-1.
Yeah, but it's part of the movie. He did it as not part of said flick.
Context then. Gotcha.
Yeah, context. All about context.
So
okay. So, whoa.
Uh-huh.
Well, beep.
Exactly. I'll do it to myself.
But obviously this is one that we all love. So go around the screen here, and what's your 1 or 2 favorite scenes from the movie? I'm sure we'll get repetitive here, but we'll start this way this time, and we'll go with Ed.
Honestly, when Clark finally gets the lights to start working, and there's the whole back and forth running back, and then it's
Stupid
like
switch.
Exactly, and then he's like got all the things trying to pull them together, and then finally goes off, and you see the neighbors across the street blinded, and they're having their old romantic dinner, and they fall over, and they're exaggerating and spinning around and stuff like that. That's a great scene.
Yeah.
And also the one when honestly they just the cat and the Christmas tree.
Yep.
Like that whole thing getting, I'm sorry, man. I buried the lead with you. Those are my 2 favorites with that.
But Timmy, what about you?
Cousin Eddie. Again, leading off the part where he put the lights on. This is Chevy Chase at his best. He's going down the line. Mom, I hope you enjoy this. Dad, you taught me everything I know about exterior illumination. Kids, I hope you enjoy this. And then he moves on to the next person. You're like, there is nobody else. And then he puts his arm around him, and Eddie's famous line, I hope you didn't do this for us, Clark. Eddie? That's all he says. That's all he says for that whole scene. Eddie?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Eddie keeps on repeating.
Eddie is the greatest. That part, and he introduces the dog and the kid. The kid's got a lip fungus. Ruby Sue got kicked by a mule. Eyes go cross. Kick. I don't know. It's the best.
Fell down a wall.
Absolute best. Falls down a wall. Eyes go cross. Kicked by a mule. I don't know. So Eddie absolutely is the best part of that whole movie. There are so many. I mean, there's so many. Like this is real quick.
Quotable.
This is the first ever bootleg movie I ever saw. I had a friend back in high school. I don't know where he got it. I never asked questions, but he's like, "Yo, I got Christmas Vacation. You want to cut school?" I was like, "What do you mean you got it? It's not out for like a month." He goes, "No, I got it," and he had it on videotape. He used to get he got Die Hard 2 ahead of time. He got this ahead of time. He's like, "Let's go." We cut school. We went to my house. We popped that in.
Wow.
Died laughing. I think we watched it twice. Died laughing for 3 hours. It was so damn great.
While other kids are cutting class, smoking pot, Tim is watching Christmas Vacation.
Exactly.
Kids are watching.
Boy, even when I was a bad
what
boy.
pot is.
I was a good boy even when I was a bad
cleaning
boy.
pots, cleaning pots and pans.
Don't cut
Pots
school
and
kids.
pans. Well, I didn't even think about that part.
Tim, didn't Cousin Eddie also get like 2 spin-offs, like direct-to-video spin-off like movies?
Terrible spin-offs. Terrible.
I didn't watch them.
I never saw them.
I
It
didn't
was
know
Cousin
that
Eddie's
either.
Vacation. It was called, I think. Cousin Eddie's
Yeah,
Vacation.
some shit like
Oh,
that.
God.
Caught
Yeah,
it.
it's terrible.
Some stuff like that.
You did. You
Yeah.
caught it there.
I got the.
All right. Before we get to Arick, popculturepros.com, all the latest reviews that we have up there, all the latest giveaways. Well, you typically at this time we take a little break from the giveaways and we start back up come January. So follow us all over. Down there is all where you can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all that good stuff. All right, Arick, give us some nice movie moments from this one.
So wasn't this one in the beginning when he was at the office there and everybody was going by and he's saying Merry Christmas,
Yes.
Happy New Year, blah, blah, blah. Kiss your own, whatever. That was awesome. That was awesome. That was one of my favorite parts of the whole movie. And then when Ed said with the lights thing, when the neighbors and everybody's freaking out, and that was you're not going to find a. I mean, that was just one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I loved it.
All right, so for me, it was absolutely Eddie. I have so many great moments like that. I just every scene for me, but Eddie showing up and like Tim said, Eddie, and he talks about I got the kids and the dog. He looks at the RV and then looks back, Eddie. Just eyes go bug-eyed, that scene that you just spoke about, Arick, and but for me, the rant that he goes on towards the end when he gets the Jelly of the Month Club instead of the actual bonus money for the pool that he put down payment in for, and that combined with Eddie being like, okay, this is the way I'm gonna repay him. I'm gonna go kidnap kidnap his boss. Great idea. And then they get to that. He gets to the house, and the wife is like, I don't know, this is our first family kidnapping.
While holding him sack, while holding his private area, I should say.
Yes. Yeah. Kyle can't hop on tonight, but if Last Christmas is not mentioned, this episode is under protest.
It was just mentioned.
I mean, we can.
Done.
Who did anybody?
You just mentioned it.
We did mention it, technically.
There it is.
Besides
You
me,
just mentioned it.
did anybody else see Last Christmas in its entirety?
I did.
No.
I
you
went
did
back
watch
and
it, okay.
finished it.
You got to be
I went
kidding.
back and
Okay,
finished it.
No.
so
I
obviously
stepped out.
we kind of know where you're leaning with this, but what were your? I know the British comedy stuff, but what were your thoughts on like the story and?
I just couldn't get into it. Because, once I heard, because they blew up the, which is fine, they blew up the secret twist ending. I was like, well, now I got to go back and check that part out because I like to catch all the things that I missed. I'm like, all right, so I'm watching. I'm like, all right, that's interesting. All right, that's interesting. But I just, and I know Kyle, I'm sorry. He's not going to have me on the show after I make this statement right now. and forgive me, I know it's Christmas time. But Emilia Clarke, to me, is not good unless she's playing Daenerys Targaryen. I don't think she's a good actress outside of that. I'm sorry, I just don't. I don't buy her in anything else really.
I like
Sorry?
Arick on
I
it.
don't know what else to say. I don't dig it. I don't dig it. So,
But
the
Bambi,
movie was all right.
it's definitely okay for you to like Last Christmas, Bambi. It's okay for you to. It's
I mean,
okay.
it was a little corny, but it had a cool little, whatever her name is. I don't even know what her name is. Daenerys Targaryen. That's how I call her anyway. Mother of Dragons.
Amelia Clark.
Amelia. It's all the same. Upside down, it's all the same.
Kyle's
also
gonna kill you.
Oh,
Kyle's not
That's
gonna be
fine.
happy about this.
That's fine.
But
Hey, we all have our own taste. I get it.
I will say
I'm just giving my
that
opinion.
she's funny. I'll agree with you that she's not a great actress, but she's funny. She's like, I don't know if it's spontaneously
cute.
funny.
She was cute.
It's like quirky, cute
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. I'll give her that.
Dave is always at odds with Kyle, and this time is no exception.
and I don't want to agree with him, but you guys know how I feel about the Wham! Last Christmas. I sing it all the time.
Well,
But you
you'll
got to
know
watch
this
the movie now. Then,
Played every 3 seconds.
well, you
It's
like
played every 3 seconds.
you're a fan of the British comedy, so this is one that you should watch.
Oh, I didn't know it was British.
It's
Huh.
British.
Yeah.
It's very
Cool.
very
It's
British.
definitely British.
Very British.
Emma Thompson again.
Is it
Yes.
really? Ooh. She's like she's a British
She
cougar.
wrote it. She wrote it.
And the Dragon Queen gets pooped on by birds. It's a lot of people saw the twist kind of
Give me a
coming
second, my
from a
bell
mile
came.
away. Doorbell. But for the people that didn't, I feel like the people that did not get the twist, and you guys are looking at me like I'm
I didn't
crazy
see it.
because you haven't seen the movie,
No.
and I don't
No,
want to
I-
spoil.
yeah, no,
I
I'm
don't want to
just
spoil
looking-
for you
I'm
guys.
gonna tell you the truth.
No, it's okay.
It's probably not gonna happen either.
Okay. All right. So I will spoil, and spoil
Yeah,
alert
go
should
ahead.
be said about everybody, you know.
Yeah.
But it's basically she's she's had a struggling life, and she's made some poor decisions, love decisions, family decisions and whatnot. And then she meets this guy, and she works in a Christmas store. Oh, Bambi did not see the twist. Okay, so it was even better for you because the twist is if you didn't see it coming, it's kind of pretty cool. But then it's like, well, damn, I should have thought about that. I should have thought that was what was happening. But
Darn it! I want to watch it now.
but now I'm gonna spoil it for you. So
No, that's okay.
Earmuffs.
okay,
Earmuffs.
earmuffs. Yeah, earmuffs for just mute us, Eric. But basically, she's now going through life with this guy, having fun as if she's never had before, and then the twist is she needed a new heart. This guy died last Christmas. Last Christmas, you gave me your heart.
Wow.
Oh no!
But he was dead the whole time.
Dead the whole time. It's like the Sixth Sense. But not even anywhere near as good.
Wow, that
Apparently
sucks.
not.
And then when you go back and watch it, you notice that he doesn't have a reflection. He's always wearing the same clothes. She tripped on like a big thing of garbage, and for some reason he didn't, even though they walked to the exact same place. So you start picking it up after you're like, "Holy shit!"
He's a
How did I not
vampire, or
notice that?
he's just a ghost.
It's like a guardian angel type thing.
Yeah,
It's kind
think
of
of
like
it,
a Christmas Carol meets
Carol.
the Sixth Sense
Oh,
in a way. It's,
Wow.
like, it's like guardian angel
I
who
was
gets
not
her life
expecting
together.
Any of this?
Guardian.
Exactly.
It's
The
Guardian. Guardian.
Guardian. All right, let's get into. Anybody else have anything they
Kyle.
want to add to?
For last
Yeah,
Christmas?
sorry, we apologize. Obviously, nothing to add for Last Christmas. All right, let's get into Home Alone and Home Alone 2. Double feature here. Obviously, they're both classics. Hold up a finger. Which is your favorite, one or two?
Wow.
All right, we got a couple twos up
Okay.
here, a couple ones.
We got a split decision.
Yeah, Kyle, we spoke about it for a while, and there was some intrigue. We got some people to maybe watch Last Christmas tonight. I don't know about Ed, but maybe Eric.
it was a cute.
I'm
movie.
definitely going to check it
I
out.
wouldn't. It wouldn't crack my top 10. It wouldn't crack my
There's a
top.
lot
No,
of
no.
Christmas movies that I'm gonna watch. That's not on it.
It's a cute. It's definitely, if this wasn't a Christmas movie, yeah, trash. Get it out of here. But Christmas movies are the time of year for that kind of sappy stuff. But I also wouldn't be surprised if I was flipping channels and it was on Lifetime. So it's
Yeah, it could have been Candace Cameron on Hallmark just as much as a feature film.
or Winnie Cooper.
Though I tell you what,
Or Winnie Cooper.
that
Hallmark.
channel and the Christmas movies on those channels. I mean, people go ballistic for that.
My mom.
That is a
mom,
market, man.
But that is the market for it. It's my mom, and it is what it is.
Our friend Stephanie, oh my God, I mean, she's talking about it like in October or September. She's like counting down, like she has this little ticker, like, oh look, it's almost Christmas.
That's what they do.
Wow.
See, Bambi's one of them. Bambi and my mom would be buddies. All right, so Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2. Obviously, the premise is they leave their kid at home, and all this shenanigans happen afterwards, and it's just great. Christmas Day, my mom says no commercial breaks on Hallmark Channel, and Bambi said she started watching it before Halloween. Oof.
Oh,
See, November 1st.
That's excessive.
November 1st is my day. November 1st is when I'm okay listening to Christmas music and watching Christmas movies. That's when it begins for me. Listen, when people say, "Oh, you listen to Christmas songs for two months," people who listen to the radio listen to the same music for 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, think about it. There's people that actually like country music, so I mean, that's not far to believe. You know,
Hold on.
Another show. That's
Steve.
another show.
Steve, have you ever?
Yeah.
What was that?
I love country music.
Steve, have you ever worked in retail by any chance at all?
I have a long time ago, and I know it's different for those in retail. I know.
I have not for it's probably been 15 years or something like that now, maybe longer. I
Mine's
have
a
for a
little
long
longer,
time. Yeah, for a long time, I had to ban Christmas music right after that because, as you know, it's play. All you hear is every day you go to work for 8-10 hours straight, Christmas music nonstop.
I know.
Starts who knows when. For a long time, I had to ban it outside of Christmas and Hollis, and that was the only one I could listen to. And only the last couple of years, I started saying, "Okay, I think I can start accepting it again."
It's been that long, really.
I'm the manager of a grocery store.
I was tragically burned by it. Like it was just bad. It took me right back to it. Yeah, it was bad.
I'm the manager of a grocery store, Ed. Believe me, the pain is felt.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
It's real.
Yeah,
But I'm back.
for
But I
sure,
am back.
retailers. He's back, baby. He's back.
Ed, you get the goal on that one. I get the assist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
Retail people, I feel your pain. We appreciate what you do and what you're forced to do. Because I've been there. We've all been there, kind of. Cheers, salute to the people of retail.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, even though I don't really go into stores anymore for that kind of stuff.
No, but it's still.
You do a great job.
It's a dirty job.
Baby. Online.
Online shopping, baby. Doorbell rings every day.
Yep.
I just got 2 Amazon packages, Christmas presents, ready to go.
Perfect. But I got a couple more coming tomorrow. So talk about last minute, right?
There you go.
Because it's
Barbara, wait a
note
minute.
here.
Hang on a minute. Barbara says that there's no Christmas music in the supermarkets here. What does that mean? Does she live down there with you?
Yeah, she's with me.
Okay, so you guys
I'm
don't
trying to
have,
remember.
what do you have down
I-
Piggly Wigglies or
You can't
something like
escape.
that?
We got Publix.
Yeah, Publix doesn't play
Where
Christmas
shopping is a
music?
pleasure. That's really I didn't even notice that. I'm going tomorrow, so
That's interesting.
I'll take a listen.
That's it. No music.
No music.
Oh yeah, music.
No.
And the whole country thing, we'll set that up for another show. We'll do battle of
Battle of
country
the
stuff.
genre.
Yeah, battle of genre, very good. All right, tractors and cousins and that kind of stuff.
I'll
But
defend
all
it.
right, so
No problem.
I'm going extreme there, obviously, but it's
No, you're not.
funny.
No, you're not. You're
There's
being
some
very
good country stuff out there. Country Christmas. You got Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers. Help me out here, Tim.
I can't help you.
I'm against country Christmas, but okay. But I mean, I'm talking about regular country music I like.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm
Wow.
not against it.
Okay.
It's just like I'm talking about. You're talking about country music. That's not what I think of. I think of.
well,
I think of regular stuff.
I'm kind of fitting it into this show and our.
Don't even say Garth. Don't even
buddy.
say Garth Brooks. Don't say Garth Brooks. Just don't.
Dude, Garth Brooks is probably the greatest entertainer who ever lived.
Oh my God.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh,
I got
boy.
a picture with him. I met him.
When he took batting practice with the Padres, right? Was it?
And the
Back in the day.
and the Mets and,
And
a lot of people.
the Mets, I remember, obviously.
You know, I don't wear a tinfoil hat, but if I were to believe in reptilians, I would believe Garth Brooks is one of them.
Wow.
I'll worship at the feet of that fucker. Excuse my language.
Whoa.
Nicole.
Wow, I think you used to pass
That's
me with one.
hold
with
on.
one
That's
word.
5 calls. That's 5 pieces of coal
I'll
right there.
take it. I'll take
And I
it
haven't
for guard.
even-
I'll take it for guard.
I haven't
at-
even swore once.
That's very good.
I'll take it for
Eric.
guard.
Bambi saying, "How are we friends, Eric?" And now she loves Tim. That's it. You're done.
Bambi, I met Garth Brooks. I got a picture with Garth Brooks. Look on my page. You'll see him. It's awesome.
I've
He's a
seen it
great
before.
guy.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something
I met Trisha
right
also.
now. Let me tell you something right now. Garth Brooks may have the money, but he ain't got AZ's charm, and he never will.
Wow.
Burning Garth
I'm not
Brooks.
even gonna respond. I'm gonna put the pinky.
The
Even
pinky
gonna-
goes up. Put the pinky down.
Oh.
Put the pinky down.
Tim's taking it.
Raul said Inferno match. Timmy and Eric in an Inferno match. It's all right.
Okay, let's see.
All right. Let's reel this bad boy back in. Home Alone 1 and 2. So, Home Alone, is obviously, it's the classic. And my mom's charming in. Last thing on Garth. I love Garth. He does so much good. He does a lot of good in the community and whatnot. So there's a plus. But Eric says the music sucks. And that's what matters. All right, Home Alone 1, complete classic. Family leaves their kid at home. You got these 2 burglars, the bandits that are going through the neighborhood, posing as a cop to see who's going to be out of the neighborhood and whatnot, who's going to be out on vacation, and then tries to rob the joint. And he puts down tar and that by the way, the tar, the nail part, that's the word. I can't even look at it sometimes because that pains me. Everything else is great.
The paint. What about the paint buckets?
The paint buckets, bam in the head, but
They're pretty good.
The stepping on the nails. You see, the nail is this big.
I forgot
And it
about
just,
that.
like,
They were 10 penny nails. They were 10 penny nails.
Yeah,
That's ladder talk right there. But that pains me. And then to part 2, that most people I would say think part 1 is better. I like
think
part
so.
2 better. Maybe it's the New York stuff, but it's also to me that such a unique idea in part 1. It didn't. If it fell off to the people that like part 1 better, if it fell off this much. It was still it's still a classic. And Ed, you want to talk about the Rotten Tomatoes thing real quick?
Oh yeah. So apparently, Rotten Tomatoes had their own bracket of Christmas movies there. So Home Alone won as their greatest Christmas movie. I don't know how they devised this. I'm assuming it was on voting or something like that.
Wow.
But the final 4 for them was Home Alone winning, Home Alone beating out Die Hard in the final 4. But then on the other side of the bracket, Home Alone 2 was there on the other side and beat out Elf.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well,
it was
by the way,
essentially
Dave-
Home Alone versus Home Alone 2 for the title.
Dave Elf was in the top 4. It was in the final 4. So get out of here with that.
You know why Dave's so upset with Elf is because he identified he's short. And he probably when he goes to the bank, they give him a lollipop and they get the step stool out so he can look the cashier in the eye. So it might hurt him a little bit. So that's probably why Dave's a little elf
Call
shot.
him out.
I got something on Home Alone, by the way, and I don't. I'm pretty sure Tim has probably heard this. Some could say, meaning possibly me, could say that Home Alone is the PG-rated Die Hard.
Yeah,
Because of the similarities.
it's a
Someone
terrorist.
Terrorists, people
Yeah.
are trying to break in and steal something for where someone is trying to defend on their own a person in somewhere they shouldn't be who happens to be there, and violently will dispatch of these people who are trying to break in to said place on Christmas Eve.
Mind blown.
All alone.
I'm in.
I'm
all in.
I'm
Tim, you
all
heard
in.
this. Tim, you
I
heard
am
this.
all in.
I'm
Yeah.
sure I've been drunk at Eagles and probably rambling about this many years ago. But
I am all in on that one.
it's there.
It's absolutely there.
It's there.
I
It is there.
there's no argument against that.
Some can say Home Alone might be more violent than Die Hard.
It-
I'm not that person.
Home
saying
Alone
that.
is more
Some
violent.
can say this.
The
Think
The
about
nail,
it.
man, the
nail
nail.
in the
it might be.
foot. Nail in the foot. John McClane running.
Have you ever
on
seen
glass.
that the diagram they did? If those guys were real, what really happened to them? What would actually happen to their bodies?
yes.
If you looked that up,
Yes.
it's on the internet somewhere. It's hysterical to read it because you're like, "Wow, they'd be dead after the first thing. They wouldn't even made
Exactly.
it to the falling down the stairs would have killed someone. Let
With the
alone
eye-
if you would have
what-
got up and move on to the next one."
Yeah, the ice. Your hand would have just been bubbling up with blisters at that point. You know, the hair on the back, made him more bald than what he is. But yeah. So all right. So what Ed? What gives one the advantage over two?
I honestly, I think I agree with you 100%. It's very close, surprisingly.
Very close and super weird, right? I
Yeah.
mean, kudos to everybody associated with Home Alone that part two can be so close to a part one, if not better in some cases.
I'm gonna honestly probably gonna say that it's just the original premise was there.
Yeah.
Since I'll give it the heads over, the advantage because it's the original. First time it happened. I can see it being a little bit more believable that it happened instead of the same robbers tracking him to New York. You got to suspend some, disbelief right there with that.
A little bit.
Yeah, exactly, just a little bit. But I think that for me, that's what it is. I think it's the originality of the original and so many quotable parts. I think the original has more quotable parts than the second one does, even though the second one's good.
Yeah,
So-
and, well, the second one has some of the same quotable parts.
Which a lot of
than the
comedy
first.
sequels have guilty of. Like if you want to look at like
Yes.
Ace Ventura, it's kind of the same thing rehashing. Tim and I both love Airplane 2, the sequel to Airplane, but that one is like really copy and paste.
Big
The
time.
Same jokes. And it's
Yeah.
fine.
Big
It
time.
works. It works.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's funny though. Airplane 2 is funny.
It is really funny. But a lot of
Shatner.
comedy sequels are
Shatner,
guilty of that.
Airplane
Shatner's the big difference between the two.
Which one was
Yeah.
where the guy?
What the difference maker?
What?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
difference maker. Which one's the one where the guy was turned into jelly and he actually was like jelly? Is that the second one?
It
Like
may have
season
happened
stuff?
in both.
Happened in both?
It may have
Okay.
happened in both in different ones. Tim, correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm
Didn't
thinking
the guy
it's
with
one.
Rex Kramer turn to jelly?
He had the mustache.
Yes,
like,
Rex Kramer turned to jelly.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, Rex Kramer did.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
But
Lot-
as far
lot
as
of
as far as
rehash,
my Home Alone goes, I saw Home Alone the first time in the movie theater the day the Giants beat the 49ers to go to the Super Bowl. That was
Wow.
the first time I saw it.
Wow.
So it made
that
that
was
movie a
still
whole
the deal
lot
for
better.
you.
Sealed the deal for me.
That's it.
But if you're talking about favorite scenes in that movie, everyone's going to pick their favorite scene. I have one scene that no matter how many times I watch it, no matter how many times I see it, I die laughing every single time. And that's when he takes the spider and puts it on Marv's face. And the
And the
scream
squeal.
that Marv lets out with that spider on his face. I laugh every single time I watch it. And I will continue to laugh every single time I watch it. It's so great, that part. That's my favorite part of that whole movie.
Yeah.
Eric, what do you say about part two?
I think you brought it up. I like the whole feel. It's just, it is like Ed said. The first one is the original. That's the original story. That kind of is what gives it that a little more charm. But the cool part, I think, is that they're actually in New York, going to Paris, right? They're all staying and getting on the plane and going to Paris.
Part
Was that the
one.
first-
No,
first
part
one, right?
one they're going to Paris.
Part one, they're going to Paris.
Part two,
Part two, they're
Florida.
going to Florida,
Florida. I'm sorry, Florida. Paris.
which
Florida.
is a disaster. Don't come to Florida for Christmas. Actually,
Yeah.
this Christmas, we might have a record. Sorry to interrupt, but we might have some kind of record here because I think the lowest high temperature ever on Christmas Day for our area is about 64 degrees, and I don't think we might not make it to 60 degrees this Christmas.
Oh my!
Wow.
And by the way, this is the part that I'm really super excited about. Christmas night into the 30s. I love it.
Wow. You ready for this?
So wait, hold on. I did a deep dive on this, and the back in 1989 was the record, the record for the lowest high temperature. The low temperature in Fort Lauderdale that Christmas was 29 degrees. 3 days in a row, it was around that, around freezing and whatnot. And it got so bad. I was still in Brooklyn at the time. I was 8 years old in Canarsie. But 1989, at the Florida Power and Light shut. They stopped doing what they stopped doing their job basically because it was so cold, and people were without power for 3 days. And say what you want about South Florida, but 29 degrees is 29 degrees, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So and you got that. My first Christmas here was very disappointing. It was about 86 degrees. So that made the move down to South Florida worse. But here we are, and I told Ed the other day. We were talking. We get the iguana warnings. So when it drops below 50 degrees in South Florida, there are iguana warnings because iguanas are in the trees, and iguanas fall out of the trees once they get below 50 degrees because they're cold-blooded animals. So it's a legitimate thing that gets reported on the news. Iguana falling warning. So tonight you just watch iguanas just fall out, and then in the morning they thaw out, and they're like, "Oh, let me get back to doing what I do."
You live in an area where there's lizards in
video.
the trees?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
for
need video.
sure.
No.
Be careful. I'll do my best. Yeah, you got to find them. So especially the Cuban, they're called Cuban iguanas. Those will come over if you antagonize them. They'll come over and bite you.
Really?
The rest of them will just flee.
Are they the big, long, scary looking ones?
They're the long. They're very light green. They're very
Spiny?
long, even longer tail. Their tail is about the same size as their body, and their body's like this.
Indigenous species or invasive?
It's definitely a mixture. The Cuban ones are real thin. And Sam Titus, you said you've seen that. I don't know if you've been to Florida or if you're living in Florida, but the Cuban ones, you can tell they're very bright green. The rest of them will be in trees. They're the big boys.
No,
So they're thick. They're the Brock Lesnar of
the iguana kingdom.
And they all go up into the trees at night. And during the winter, when it falls below 50 degrees at night, doom, 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 they just start falling.
I kind of want to see this. Can you take some video of this?
I want to see.
I will do.
I want to
best.
see like a little iguana, a little Paul Heyman iguana, like walking up the sidewalk, like big iguana jumping up and down, going.
I'm going on
That'd be
YouTube right after
great.
this is over.
I was about to say there's
Falling
probably YouTube iguana is falling.
Well, we're
I have
actually
no idea.
Christmas Eve and Christmas Day over here. We're looking at 55 and 58.
Yeah,
This
Really?
Friday. This
So we're
Christmas
only-
Eve's going to be like
Hold
in
on.
the 50s.
What?
I'm serious.
And then
Yeah.
snow. And then snow.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
so-
And then snow right after.
Wait, so
Yeah.
I would die for some snow around this time of year. So New York, let me. This is very entertaining show.
Look it up.
Friday, 57 degrees,
Uh-huh.
and then in my current location, which is Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 59 degrees.
Steve, I'm gonna
Wow.
be outside in a t-shirt. on Friday.
No, see, okay, all right. Let's break real quick from the Christmas stuff. So I told Ed that I was wearing a hoodie, when it's like 61 degrees and whatnot, and see, where you can take advantage of it, where that's just 57 degrees is warm for this time of year.
Yeah.
I have these hoodies, and I love wearing hoodies. And you just gotta take it. You gotta pick and choose what days you think are gonna be the coolest, and just wear it. Just do it. Even if you have beads of sweat dripping down, you wear the hoodie at that time because you gotta wear the hoodie at some point.
That's your sweater weather.
The sweater weather. All right. Sam says I visited Florida a few times and has been on Animal Planet. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
We got a famous fan watching.
Nice.
We need to know more about this, but let's get back to Home Alone. I think that when it came out, I just related to it more, and I really didn't care. What was going on. The first one I loved. The second one was New York based. It's places that I've walked by, countless times, and it just was
that's
more
what I was
relatable
going
to
to
me.
say. Had I got to finish too, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who interrupted you?
You.
All right.
The lizard.
The lizards.
No, we went off on the lizard tangent. Yeah, no, we
Lizard.
can.
Raining
lizard.
No, that's cool.
I mean, you could interrupt with that.
Yeah, that's National Geographic type stuff.
That sounds like
Tim, don't
sci-fi.
open until Christmas. Tim, don't open until Christmas.
I have to hide the box before the wife comes back.
Wow.
Yes. you know what's great? So another real quick story. I've been working from home. The wife doesn't work from home, so I'm able to get away with grabbing the box and hiding it somewhere. But not like Clark Griswold in National Lampoon's, where he's up in the attic and he finds, from 5 Christmases ago, which is another great moment.
Yeah.
First of all, I mean, great moment, but absolutely hokey, right? Why didn't you start shouting in the first place? As soon as the door closed, and then why are you sitting on the door watching the home movie? So when somebody comes in and opens the attic door,
Because it's Clark Griswold.
Exactly.
It's great. It's Clark Griswold.
Sorry, Arick. Why don't you get back to the Home Alone stuff?
Man, I don't even know.
Perfect. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, I think the moment's passed.
Did any of you guys catch SNL this past week?
I did not.
The SNL did a Home Alone 2 skit this past week. Check it out. You definitely look it up on YouTube. It was hilarious. Tim, did you see it?
Yeah,
it was like the left out the deleted scene that was in there, or it was like an alternate take, and it's Kevin and the woman with the pigeons and stuff like that. Not going to spoil it for you, but it's really funny. Yeah, it's really funny.
I didn't see it.
Well, how about the recent commercials with Macaulay Culkin, recent in the last few years?
That was cool.
As an adult mom, that was kind of cool as he returns to normal, a type of normal.
Did you ever see the Home Alone sequel starring him on YouTube?
The short, like a short short film. Yeah, definitely. So
that's pretty funny.
That was cute.
All right,
Poor Kevin
Ed,
McAllister.
I'm gonna leave it to you to take us to our next flick.
Oh, is this it, or do you want me to just name one?
No, just name a flick. Well,
all right,
we'll jump into
I'm
it.
not gonna get to the one. I think we should still save that.
Yes.
How about Jingle All the Way?
Yes.
Come on, let's give that some love. Tim, come on, you know the number one reason why I'm gonna bring it up. He knows I love Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
so anything he's in, yeah.
Give me a toy. Yeah.
Turbo Man.
Give me a toy.
I do not want a toy chopper.
Goddamn minivan.
Yes.
What was the other one?
I
When
mean-
he's talking to Phil Hartman. I mean, Phil Hartman's great, by the way. Rest
Yes.
in peace, Phil Hartman.
What a great trio. Sinbad,
seriously.
Phil Hartman, and Arnold. What do you?
Arnold could do
the
no
best.
wrong. Yeah, Arnold could do no wrong. I'm sorry. Even in
Steve,
Batman
I'm
and
going
Robin,
to break
whatever.
off your arm.
It's a weird trio too.
It is
It
a
is
very
a weird
weird trio.
Real quick. Is Sinbad underrated? Is he really funny and doesn't get like the chops he deserves?
That's a good question.
For a clean
If we-
comedian, I think so.
I think Sinbad's
I
funny,
think-
man. I think Sinbad's cool.
You look
I
at
just
some of his
watched
older
specials from
stand-up
the
stuff.
80s. Yeah, I watched
Yeah.
the two specials.
That's where I was
like a
going.
month
I was
ago, 2
going
months
there.
ago.
He
I
was.
watched the
He's kind
African
of.
Bell Bottoms and the first one he had at the college. It was both of them are fantastic.
They are.
Oh, well, we got another one here that Sam Titus is bringing up is Jack Frost.
Mhm.
Now, Tim knows what Jack Frost I'm thinking about. It's not the one with
There's two
Michael
Jack
Keaton.
Frost.
There is two
There's
Jack,
two Jack
Frost.
Frost. That's right.
And I would love
And
to know
kids.
out of the three you guys who has seen the one that I'm thinking of. With
The Rankin
Shannon-
Wait,
Bass
kids,
one?
you better not get you better not get that box mixed up with the videos because there's no video store anymore. But you better not get that name mixed up. You,
So there
you
is
don't
a
want to see
Jack-
the other Jack Frost.
Yes, the Jack Frost with Shannon Elizabeth in it as well. It's
Oh, no, I've never
Oh,
seen
no.
that.
Shannon
Oh, you-
Elizabeth. I gotta see
I've
it.
never
Wait,
seen it.
Okay.
when is it from?
Oh wow, this has to be
American Pie days.
Yeah, I think it's like right
Oh.
after that.
I got to
It
get a
was-
Pepsi.
I'm writing it down right now.
Tim, you've seen Jack Frost, right?
Yes, I
Okay,
have.
and Jack
Unfortunately.
Frost too. I also watched as well. Jack Frost is a horror movie, a direct-to-video horror movie. And
97.
With Shannon Elizabeth.
Yes, Shannon Elizabeth is in it, and she has a very interesting scene where where she's in it.
I can believe that.
Yes, but it's a very it's one of the most bizarre scenes in the entire movie because it's definitely a self-aware, insane, sci-fi channel level horror movie, and it is so bad it's good.
It's pre-American Pie, by the way.
Is it pre-American Pie? I
Oh,
thought
it
was
is.
both. Okay.
Because it's
The
97.
word-
American Pie was 99.
Okay, I did not know that. I thought it was just after.
Love, sweet
Wow.
love.
Yes, which it had the 3D cover in the video store, and it got drawing my interest to watch it.
No crap.
Yeah, that's right. I think Steve should watch Jack Frost and do his review on the website and tell us what he thinks. Because I almost don't want to
Absolutely.
spoil it now.
I'm in.
Yeah, it's completely insane.
It's pretty interesting. Like I said, you better hope those kids don't get that box mixed up one day because they won't have a good time.
It still happens times when I'm clicking around, like I'm channel surfing, and I see Jack Frost, and my initial thing is to click on it right away. And then once it says Michael Keaton, I'm extremely disappointed.
Oh, you're disappointed.
I'm really disappointed because I wanted to. I haven't seen the other one in a long time. It's been a while. We
So this is-
yeah,
This is what she looks like now.
no problem.
What? She have an Adam's apple?
No.
She looked good in Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I just asked if she had an Adam's apple because it looks she had-
All right. Eric and Steve, please go watch Jack Frost. If you can see how you feel after, maybe you watch the second one because I've seen both of them.
I'm
And-
in.
Tim, did you see
I'll
the
watch
second one too?
I did not watch the
Hey,
second one. First one was
I'm all
was good
in.
enough
I'm
for
all
me.
in for Christmas horror flicks. Christmas horror flicks has the corniness of the horror genre mixed in with some of the hokiness of the Christmas stuff, and just like
It's a marriage made that you did not think that you really wanted, but you
It's a
got it.
I watched. You know what I watched today? I watched the Black Christmas remake. It's from 2019. It's awful. It's absolutely
I
awful.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
It
I was
looks awful.
confused by the trailer with that. I didn't
Absolutely
know what
terrible.
It was. Yeah.
I'm not sure what it was, and I watched it. It was
Wow.
today. I just don't know.
Never seen it.
I remember the original. I did not see the two remakes.
Yeah, the
that happened
original.
after that.
I'm all in.
Yeah.
And then there is I think it's a Swedish horror flick from about 2010 that producer
Swedish.
Joe from the Put in the Book show told me about. I found it, but I haven't watched it yet. But maybe that's something. I've heard great things. Like the reviews on it are great, but it's definitely intriguing. And my mom is saying I remember Sinbad as a contestant on Star Search.
Wow. Well, that's
Wow.
Way back.
Yeah. Well,
Wait, so all right, so what movie were you bringing up
No,
before?
I was not going to bring up V1. I wasn't going to go for the gold standard
Yeah.
yet. I figured let's do Jingle All the Way.
Oh, the gold standard. The gold
The
standard.
gold
yeah.
standard. When you don't understand, we get to Die Hard. I am going to be singing the praises to no end. As a Christmas movie.
Listen, we can go all night. literally, I don't care how long the show goes. People can tune in and out. So,
but I want to save it. I think we should save it. I think
yes.
Let's hit Jingle All the Way. I mean,
till midnight.
Exactly. No, Jingle All the Way. I enjoy it. It's really hokey, but it's funny though. I just genuinely think it's funny seeing Arnold running around with this whole duking it out with Sinbad at their friends. They're not friends. They're looking for this toy. Tim and Steve, you guys can identify with it. You're trying to find that big toy that your kid wants, and you'll do anything for it. And that's what Arnold's doing. I mean, to see Arnold Schwarzenegger running around trying to buy a toy, come on. I mean, that's
great.
Like comedy gold right there. And he's battling Sinbad. I mean, you got Phil Hartman as the single dad in town who is like creepily trying to get with everyone's mom in there too. And then having Arnold screaming, "Put that cookie down!" Come on, man. Like
that might be the best line in the movie. And I was thinking about this because I listened to a podcast that kind of goes back and says, could somebody else have played this role? Mm-hmm. And I thought about this movie a little bit earlier today, and it's Jingle All the Way, and it's Arnold, and it is like, yeah. First thought, you can think of a lot of different people to have played that role, but nobody would have played it as perfectly as Arnold because. It's funnier because here's this big hulking guy that is going all over the place trying to find this doll.
Yeah.
This toy. So
and then he is Turbo Man at the end. And then
in the parade, man.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's great. Come on now.
It was a good movie.
And Jim Belushi has that cameo where he goes to Arnold follows him, is gonna pay $300 for the bootleg Turbo Man, and then he fights a bunch of Santas who have nunchucks and all this other stuff. I mean, it's fantastic, man. I absolutely love
great. It. Definitely, that's definitely one that I gotta catch every year, and it's one that if you see the trailer for nowadays, you're like, I'm not watching that.
Yeah,
it looks stupid. But if you watch it, and you're from our generation of. It's not as much. It doesn't happen as much nowadays, unless you're talking about a PS5 or that kind of thing. Or I mean, when was the last time that you heard of a toy that was so just needed to be had by so many kids? What was it? Tickle Me Elmo?
Tickle Me Elmo, and there was one after that too. There was one, the Furby, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember.
It's just
they don't play with toys no more, man. It's all about video games.
Yeah.
Oh, David is saying Jingle All the Way is better than Elf.
Right now, I'm in the middle of the PS5 hunt.
So you could be the guy. You could be Arnold in Jingle All the Way, running around, battling people. Like if there was no COVID, you could be battling people for PS5.
The reason I won't do it is because his birthday's in 2 months. We don't get it by Friday. We'll get it next month when it's everywhere.
And also, did you know a direct-to-video sequel for Jingle All the Way that Arnold has nothing to do with?
No.
They always do that crap.
Larry the cable guy is the main character.
Oh my god.
Yes, and it's pretty. From what I understand, I did not watch it because again, I'm not acknowledging direct-to-video. Like I won't actually watch it, but I know it exists. Apparently, it's the same thing. He's just trying to find the toy and blah blah blah. He's not playing Arnold's character, which should have infuriated me to no end. Like if he was the exact same guy, like no, you can't stop that.
Oh, we went from Arnold to Larry the Cable Guy.
Really? That's the same character? Like no, come on, stop it.
Bambi says, "Let me tell you, the stupid Baby Shark vacuum." So, is that more recent? Because I reviewed any
last year. Yeah,
Baby Shark stuff. Donnie, we haven't gotten to those yet, but we absolutely will.
I'm pretty lucky. My kids get into something and they stick with it. Like they could become all about it. Mm-hmm. Like they could give a crap about the PS5. They're all about the Nintendo Switch still.
Nice.
Got all the games and the remakes that come
Switch
out with
fun.
it. So yeah, Switch is great, man. Switch is really fun. So yeah, I don't have to hunt for the PS5 for at least another year.
It's going on now. Bambi said that is happening now. Baby
Shark Vacuum. Now. Baby Shark Vacuum and Coco Melon?
I don't even know what that is. I don't want to be a part of any of that.
Let's wipe that from our mind.
Thankfully, I'm
Yeah,
not there yet. Thankfully.
I was on the PS5 hunt, with Best Buy first. So I started with BestBuy.com, and it allowed me to put the PS5 into my cart, but it wouldn't let me do anything else after that. And after an hour, I'm looking on Twitter, and people are furious. They're screaming at Best Buy, F this, F that, and everything. And then finally, I get item is sold out. Great, thank you so much, Best Buy. And then I got a tweet from somebody on Twitter saying that Amazon is going live in 5 minutes. Boom, I'm on Amazon. Boom, done. Add to cart. Boom, done. I got it. That's how easy Amazon made it. Yeah, I got it. That's how easy Amazon made it. Donnie says I pre-ordered an Xbox Series X. Got it today.
Sweet.
Wow.
That's a long time to wait, but still, he's supposed to be here November 12th. Hey, better late than never, and right before Christmas. And any other thoughts on Jingle All the Way?
I haven't seen it enough to really judge it, but I remember enjoying it when it came on because anytime you see Arnold outside the box, it's always funny. Except for when he was the guy giving birth. That movie should be burned and never shown again. So other than that, anytime Arnold does something different.
There's a defense coming from Ed. Ed's about to defend this.
No, I'm not. I'm going to retract my previous statement and say, okay, Arnold can do some wrong. Junior was pretty bad, and I hate The Sixth Day. Those are the two Arnold movies where it's rough. I hate Batman and Robin. It's one of my 10 worst movies I've ever seen. But I can just watch the Arnold clips and laugh. At least I can laugh with, Cool Party and all the other stuff. Like
Party.
Yeah, it's Cool Party. Everybody chill.
All right, there is a website out there. It's called Ranker.com, and it's where fans go and they rank things, obviously. But they click the up arrow to say, this shouldn't belong here. It should be up a spot or up a couple spots, and then you can click the down arrow and do the same thing. So just real quick, let's run through the top 15 movies per ranker, and these are ones with somewhere between 8 and 10,000 votes. So it's a substantial number of votes here. So it seems as though it's a good way to kind of rank Christmas/holiday movies. Number 15. A lot of people think that this is a creepy movie. The premise is great. I think Ed, you already know what I'm talking about. It's the Polar Express. A lot of people just see it as this creepy movie with these creepy kids, and I guess
my kids love it. My kids love it.
Yeah, I got the train. I got the train under the tree.
They love it
with the bell and everything. All right, number 14. I already take exception to this, and it's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The Jim Carrey Christmas should not be at number 14. What do you guys think about the Jim Carrey Christmas? I loved it from the get-go. I loved it from the jump. It was 2000 it came out, and I was already living down here. But I love it. So many quotable moments. You're the Grinch. I do that to my kids all the time. But what are your obviously it's a stretch from the original, the cartoon. So this is the first live action type thing that they and only that they did. The most recent one was also animated. But what did you guys think about that one?
Didn't NBC or somebody or Peacock did one recently, like a musical Grinch?
They did a musical. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet though. But my mom was meh about it.
Okay, yeah, I got my 7-day Peacock and just watched Saved by the Bell and canceled it, but yes, that's what happened. I don't know. The Jim Carrey one's I would say it's got to be higher than that. It can't be all the way down at 14.
I guess we got to see what.
Yeah.
I see. It is a staple in my house because of the obsession that my son had with it when he was first born. Bambi says Jim Carrey was the best one for this role. Loved it. Absolutely. I cannot think of any other person. 100%. Right?
Yeah.
No.
When I heard
there's
that
nobody
casting,
else out
I
there.
said that is perfect, especially in 2000. I was like, "There's no way anyone else could play that role," and he's proven it over time and time. I absolutely love this movie too. This is actually the movie that we've been falling asleep to for the past 3 days. I put it on Netflix,
love it,
let it roll while we fall asleep. and then Christmas Day we'll end up watching it. So, yeah, I absolutely love this movie. It's one of my favorites.
Think about how creative they had to be. Even down to that scene where he's directing the dog, Max, and he imitates Ron Howard, and it's in the movie, and he puts the hat on, and he's like, cut the scene, roll, press, what, blah blah blah. There were a lot of people out there that thought that it was too much of a stretch, and I'm thinking, if you're gonna make a feature film, the cartoon version of it's what, 40 minutes or something like that.
20 minutes with commercials.
With commercials
minutes.
and whatnot. I thought it was one of the hour ones, but anyway, between whether it be 20 or 40, you got to have this whole backstory on the Grinch. How did the Grinch become the Grinch? He was bullied in school, and did all this back stuff, and he bites the Santa Claus cookie thing, and I could probably recite the entire the entire movie.
And I love
Little Grinch.
You're halfway there already. You might as well keep going.
Yeah.
How
Santa,
great was Little
bye-bye.
Grinch?
Yeah, right.
Little Grinch was awesome. I actually know someone who looks just like that, but I'm not going to mention who it is on the
Little Grinch.
Yeah.
Tell me that the emotions, like the movements that he does, like he's like when he just does that, or when he's like he didn't have to say much, but it spoke a lot. His mannerisms.
Yeah,
I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
that
Poor kid, like the girl, he shaved for her and everything.
Yeah,
and then the mayor of Whoville is a jerk, and that's the premise. But so
what is going on outside here?
What do you got going
on? How can
on?
one person make so much? Forget it.
All right, all right. So that's number 14. Number 13 is the Muppets Christmas Carol, which is obviously a classic. There's been a million different Christmas carols out there, but obviously the Muppets have a special place in most of our hearts. Number 12, Miracle on 34th Street, obvious classic here. Lost a lot of its luster with the remake. So Arick, I see you making a face. What don't you like about Miracle on 34th Street?
I don't know. It's just now, it probably isn't Miracle on 34th Street's fault, because I think the whole movie as a whole is cool, but it's probably the atmosphere that I viewed it in when I was growing up, and like my sister would get really crabby, and like if she wanted to watch something, you had to watch what she was watching, and you had to be quiet. So every time that was on, like she would get all like and she was whatever. So it's like that. I think it soured me towards. It's not that movie. Like I said, it's not that movie's fault. And like that was my knee jerk reaction to Miracle on 34th Street. Pardon me, but no, I think it's okay. I mean, it doesn't like pull at my heartstrings or make me wish of better times, but it's okay.
Well, for me, growing up as a kid watching it, it was, man, they don't believe this guy. This is Santa Claus. This is legit, And then I remember, maybe not one of the first times I ever watched it, but just the scene in the courthouse where they come in and dump all the piles of mail. Obviously, that's the trigger. It's like, oh, they did it. They did it. They made sure that everybody knew this guy was Santa Claus. That's what did it for me.
Mm.
What about you guys down there on the Empire 161 show?
You know what? I don't find myself watching the classics.
No,
anymore.
me neither.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
When I was a kid,
That's
I
another
watched
thing.
Miracle. Yep. I watched White Christmas. I watched
March of the Wooden Soldiers was on my house all the time. My father was obsessed with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't find myself watching them anymore. I don't know why. I think it's like Christmas is like you don't have enough time to watch all of these, so you start dropping things here and there. And like I said, so me it's Christmas Vacation, it's Die Hard, it's Lethal Weapon, it's Mickey's Christmas Carol, which I'd love to talk about, It's all the ones that we've been talking about, Home Alone 1 and 2. So the Miracle on 34, you kind of got chucked aside. Not saying it's a bad movie, but I don't have to watch it every single year. Or what's the most famous one? Jimmy Stewart. What's the famous one?
A Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful
Every time
Life.
the bell rings.
I could do without that. I could do without that movie. I am not a Jimmy Stewart guy. Not a Jimmy Stewart.
Tim,
Remember
it's a matter of opinion.
Jimmy Stewart. Remember the Jim Carrey, Jimmy Stewart? Have you ever seen that?
I like Jim Carrey, Jimmy Stewart better than Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart. But I think I'm kind of the same. If I'm flipping the channels and Miracle on 34th Street is on, I'll probably stop. But there's just so much time that you have in your day. You want to watch the ones that really, at this point in your life, the Die Hards, the National Lampoon's Christmas, those are the ones that you just want to kind of focus on and make that a tradition every year. But yeah, the black and white stuff, I don't know. It still holds a place, but it's just not an every year kind of thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I think all of us probably chop down to our every years. How much time I mean, we all probably have a little bit more time right now, but I think you chop it down, like you said. Die Hard has been every year for me for a long time. Christmas Story, of course, you're gonna catch that because that's just, you can't avoid it.
It's there.
It's hard not to watch it. Exactly. Yeah. Lethal Weapon, like Tim said, Lethal Weapon and Die Hard came into my thing for years ago, and I used to get crazy looks, and then all of a sudden it became a thing. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Die Hard's a Christmas movie." I'm like,
and you were like, "I told you." You like that gif from The Office. Thank you.
Yes, exactly. That's what it was like. Bam, there it is.
All right. So next up on their list is Frosty the Snowman. I mean, we can get into the Frosty and the Rudolph stuff, but those Frosty, Rudolph.
I think the Rankin Bass could be a whole thing.
It's all grouped together, right?
Yeah, it could be a whole. Yeah.
Island of Misfit Toys, all that stuff, kind of
Santa Claus coming to town, the Heat Miser.
The Heat Miser.
Wow.
You're without a Santa Claus.
I'm Mr. Heat Miser, yes.
Yeah.
What a great song.
Sam and Ed, right there. Miser and the Heat Miser.
My brother-in-law likes that
all right.
shit. Even his watch, you're like, shut this off. Shut it off.
All right, so now let's get to it because it's at the point on this list, number 10, and we might not agree on this, but at number 10, Ed's getting upset.
Oh boy.
At number 10 is Die Hard. That's all right. So on this website, they have the number of people that voted to bring it up and the number of people that voted to drop it on the list. So for Die Hard, there was 6,622 people that voted that it was too low, and 3,842 people that said it was too high. So let's dive in. It's been here it is. It's been talked about for years. Every single year the debate comes up: is Die Hard a Christmas movie? And I do believe that Ed might be the most passionate about this. So I will let you take this.
I think Tim's got to be right there with me. I would be
take
shocked
the wheel. I don't know that Arick is passionate. I've gotten much more passionate about this, and since I've been doing, since I've had a website.
Yeah.
So, at the forefront, it was like loosey goosey type of a Christmas movie, but now it's like, how could you not include this, in your Christmas list?
Yeah. So I think. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Arick.
I saw Die Hard in a theater. I saw all of them in a theater, and I've been a fan of them, but. I'm not. I can agree they're a Christmas movie, and I'm not going to say they're not. But I don't feel I'm like Steve said. I'm passionate enough on this topic to to convey what I think you're about to say, Ed. So yeah, go do your thing.
All right, so I think it starts with like I hear the knock is, oh, it's not about Christmas, but a Christmas movie is like, what qualifies for a Christmas movie? Are all these movies on this list about specifically Christmas? I mean, when you watch Die Hard, and if I remember correctly, it came out in the summer, if I remember right? Like I think it came out like June or July when it was in theaters. But like when you watch that movie, is Christmas the fact that it's Christmas Eve and the fact that it is Christmas time, does it not play a huge role in the plot and in the story of it? Like things would have changed. John McClane would have never been there if it wasn't Christmas. If there was no Christmas party, all those people wouldn't have been there in Nakatomi Plaza if there was no Christmas party. So there is that. It opens with Christmas in Hollis. Like the whole thing. If you took Christmas out of that movie, it wouldn't be the same movie. It really wouldn't at all. Like it's all there, And
Gotta agree.
Yeah, that's really, if anyone who debates if it's a Christmas movie, that's really right there for me. That's the knockout punch right there. You take the Christmas theme out of it, and it's gone. It's just not the same movie.
Yep.
And Die Hard is
100%.
like, yeah, it's my favorite Christmas movie, and it's also the best action movie in my opinion ever made. It dominates two genres, like at least in my opinion. I mean, Tim, go ahead. You can throw an action movie. Think about it for a minute. I think Die Hard's the quintessential action movie.
I say T2 is the greatest action movie of all time.
But
that's all another subject.
But Tim, I wouldn't even argue with that. T2, fine. Predator, fine. But you're right. We can do that another time.
No,
but yeah,
like the fact that
I was just gonna say just the fact that a movie that's perceived as a Christmas movie, right or wrong, I'm being politically correct on this, but to be even in the conversation of best action movie ever as well, that's saying something. Sorry, Tim.
Yeah. Tim, you wouldn't argue. It's in the conversation. Like it's probably interchangeable. Whatever. Film is.
Oh, definitely. It's definitely up there.
Yeah. All jokes aside, it's all subjective. Whatever you like. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But
let's not forget, like you said, Eddie, it's a Christmas party. It's Christmas Eve. John McClane's there to see his kids for Christmas. Mm-hmm. He kills the guy, puts a Santa hat on him, and writes the most famous line from the movie. Now I have a machine gun too. Now, if it wasn't Christmas, it would have just said, now I have a machine gun too. But because it's Christmas, ho, ho, ho.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big,
work on your
huge difference.
It is.
Exactly. I wasn't into the accent.
It is.
What does he use to tape the gun to his back? Christmas tape. It's Christmas, not just tape. It's Christmas tape. And then, of course, the final song. He said the first song was Christmas in Hollis. The last song is what? Weather outside is frightful. Well, that's that song, right? Wait, which one? It's Die Hard 1. Yeah, Let It Snow, right?
No, you're right. Let It Snow.
Yeah, no, 100% right. Yeah. No, that's fine.
So how can you not consider it a Christmas movie? I don't understand why people get upset too. Oh, I love a fucking Christmas movie. What do you mean?
Oh my God,
it's Christmas.
It's a huge debate, and I didn't realize this until I don't know. I guess some of these Facebook groups that I constantly talk about. It's those. It's always a debate. I could say the sky is blue. No, it's purple. It's purple. The sky is purple. But for me, it's obvious. I mean, and then it's absolutely in the discussion for best action movie. It does not take long for the action to start. It's like 10 minutes, 10 minutes of story, and then boom, he's there. He's in the limo. He's getting to the spot. The kid says, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'll wait in the garage." And by the way, the kid is oblivious for the rest of the entire movie.
Argyle.
It just does stuff going on.
Argyle, baby.
Argyle, thank you.
Yeah.
But the action starts right from the get-go, right from the jump. And I absolutely I originally thought, it's absolutely a Christmas movie, but maybe it's not high up on the Christmas movies because Christmas is supposed to be about this, and that. But if you think about it, the guy is petrified of flying. He flew from New York to Los Angeles to be with his kids. One of the first scenes is him gripping the armrest,
Yep.
on the
seat.
flight, the seat. And so he's gone across, like this could have been an everyday movie also. He could have gone cross country to go see him on his birthday or whatnot. But it's Christmas party, the 30th floor, Christmas stuff is going on. Even during the action scenes, he's jumping through cubicles and whatnot, and there are little Christmas decorations here and there. You're constantly being reminded of Christmas. Like, for those of you who think that this is not a Christmas movie, 100% dead wrong on this.
When Al shows up, right? When Al shows up, and the guy, the terrorist, is pretending to be security guard, he goes, "Okay, everything's fine here. I'll see you later. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you." You don't say Merry Christmas in July. It's Merry Christmas.
Tim, you need some Alka-Seltzer, man. Like, you got to calm down. Like, it's just
Really.
But there's another thing too. But think about it though. What would Nakatomi Plaza have looked like if it wasn't Christmas? It would have been packed.
I think Steve touched on.
They chose it because they knew it was going to be mostly empty.
Yeah, Steve, you touched on something though interesting. Like you said, it's a Christmas movie, but not that. How did you put it? Not the typical Christmas movie. Like
it's not your sappy thing, but you think about it.
We're in an age now where there are like all sorts of there are subgenres of Christmas movies. So did this kind of precede that as like the forerunner for that kind of Christmas movie? Because it's a like I'll stand by Ed with arguing that it might be one of the greatest action movies of all time, because it probably is. And B, it is a Christmas movie. So it fits into all those categories, and it also, like I said, you can fit it into it's a holiday classic movie. It's a Christmas movie. It's an action movie. But like you said, you have your sappy Hallmark movies, you have your animated movies, you have your serious, like your Shakespearean, Dickens Christmas plays. You know what I mean? So there's so many subgenres of Christmas stuff now. Like, all the argument almost is invalid now that it's not a Christmas movie, because really it is. It's.
There's still people out there that just try to argue that point, and it's. I've stopped responding to them because it just doesn't make any sense anymore.
And by the way, I don't think there's any kids watching the show anymore. Like, it's
tapped out already?
It's Christmas. It's vacation. It's vacation time.
Well, Tim let out a rip roar.
Die Hard gets sappy. I mean, you got Al and John McClane talking. That's kind of a sappy relationship they got going.
Oh,
the fact
Carl
that
Winslow, baby.
Holly's trying to hide. Yeah, Holly's trying to hide the fact that she's married to this guy running around.
The picture is down,
hiding the fact that those are her kids. And then they get reunited at the end. They get back together at the end. It's technically could be considered a sappy Christmas movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you really think about it, it at the forefront. It's not that sappy.
It hits all the points
exactly
that you need.
No, it's a well-rounded film, man. It's a well-rounded film.
More dead. Listen, Home Alone should have had at least 2 dead bodies in it, but it was a kids' movie. Okay, but Marv, the Wet Bandits should have been dead by the end of that first movie.
The Wet Bandits and then the Sticky Bandits.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It is the PG of Die Hard.
Should have been no Sticky.
That's the PG Die Hard.
The Wet should have been dead.
You got it, Eddie.
PG Die Hard.
All right. And any other thoughts on Die Hard besides that? If you don't think this is a Christmas movie, then you need to go watch it again, because it's a Christmas movie. It hands down. For some, if you want to just squeak it into your top 10, that's fine, because it's a Christmas movie, and the other ones are maybe a little bit more sappy, Christmassy, and 100% in your face Christmas. But it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's not on your face. But I'll even let it go that some people want to argue that Lethal Weapon is not a Christmas movie, even though the movie opens with Jingle Bell Rock as the first song.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It takes place during Christmas, and they hang the note on the tree saying, bad guys, whatever he says, Mel Gibson hangs the sign on. Yeah. It's during Christmas time, but it's not over inundated like Die Hard is. So you know what? I will concede Lethal Weapon if people would shut up about Die Hard. That's all I'm saying. I'll concede Lethal Weapon.
Okay, you go.
Even though I do believe Lethal Weapon could also be considered a Christmas movie, but I'll concede if people shut up about Die Hard then.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon's a Christmas
as that.
movie in my book. It is. But I can see where if you, like, for the same reasons that Steve and I both brought in there, was the reasons why Die Hard is a Christmas movie. If you change the time of year that Lethal Weapon is, it probably, some scenes would change a little bit, but the story itself would still stay intact. No, you wouldn't have the Riggs taking this dude down in the Christmas trees, where they're buying the Christmas trees and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, that wouldn't happen. And some of the things here, but Die Hard, it is like in the DNA of the movie. It's I don't think it's 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I struggle with the people every year, because every year, you know, in what we're trying to do here at popculturepros.com, with every year that goes by, it's a question, and every year there's people that say, no, this is not a Christmas movie. And I'm like, okay, I can't do it anymore.
Anyone who says it hasn't seen it.
Yeah,
that's what
right.
I was going to say. You just haven't even watched it.
Dave.
Your head was up
because you didn't even think about it, right? For me, especially at this time of year, this is worse than politics. This is you cannot see it any other way, guys. No. Cannot see it any other way. All right.
How can you? Well, not yet. No. Like, I remember when it was brought to my attention by you guys. Like, is it a? I honestly, I never thought it anything like, but like, that's what I always thought it was. It's a holiday.
Then is it the younger crowd that
they don't
haven't seen it, or
damn millennial?
And I'm right at the top of that. I'm right at the very top of the millennial age.
Are you on the cusp of millennial X? Is that where you are? Like you're in the gray area?
I feel like the only part of millennialism that I have is that I hate talking on the phone. I just text me. That is my number one millennial trait.
Well, you know, rather than, you know, I don't know. Yeah.
All right, good. Die
Hard's a Christmas movie, people. Get over it.
Die Hard's example of what people argue. Because I'm looking to my left, and you know what's coming on next? Rocky IV. And I've heard the argument, well, if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, Rocky IV is a Christmas movie because they fight on Christmas. No! It's not the same thing.
It was built up to Christmas. It didn't start at Christmas.
Yeah.
It didn't start
at the same level.
Bitches.
Yeah, Rocky IV is about ending the Cold War. That's what that's about.
Yes. It's way more about than holidays. Not that
music videos.
That's an invalid argument.
And music videos.
We seem to have gotten Bambi has come around. Bambi, holy crap! It is a Christmas movie. We have made a difference in the world, gentlemen.
Welcome.
We have absolutely made a difference.
Just one mind. We changed just one mind. We've won. We got
a new member.
I have one.
Okay.
Who do we have?
Here comes Bert.
Merry Christmas.
Oh.
Hey.
Bert is here. Bert, listen.
Sapnin.
All right, and my mom chimes in here. This is about the millennial.
Oh, mother Faraci.
Die Hard.
I hate talking on the phone. 100%, Bert.
I'm just saying.
Bert, I do me a favor.
If you said no, Bert, we would have kicked you right out.
Yeah, we would have been gone. But Bert, can you do me a favor? Can you get the powers that be to get Jameson to create the IP edition in the larger bottle?
He just said he wonders why he's a millennial, right?
That's not up to me.
That's me. Jameson. That's a millennial thing. I just want a big
IPA. Are you kidding me, dude?
Try it.
Where's your European carry-all?
Oh, come on. Come on. Come on.
Where's your man purse?
All right. All right. Next up on the list, I know Bert, you just came in on this kind of stuff, but I'm kind of going, which is perfect. Which is why I get the powers that be to get me a bigger version of the IPA version. All right. We're going down the list of the ranker. which is I'm sure you've seen ranker.com. It's where people can go and you just click the up arrow or the down arrow, and you kind of say, this needs to go higher, this needs to go lower. So next up on the list, we're in the top 10 now. The number 10 was, whether we agree with it or not, was Die Hard. Number 9 is the Santa Claus. So here's a different take on the whole Santa Claus thing. Obviously there is Santa Claus comes every Christmas to bring the good boys and girls their gifts. But we don't know to the extent of this movie, right? We don't know. This guy just fell off the roof. I'm gonna take the card. I'm the new Santa Claus. I grow, facial hair at a tremendous rate. I gain weight at a tremendous rate. I just like sweets. But I think this was as great a movie as it was because of the story was great for me, and Tim Allen being that guy, but the story of how he said he's coming back from the North Pole on the night that it happens, and he says when I wake up I'm getting a CAT scan. Just that whole thing, and then the jerk of a stepdad that I told my wife this yesterday because or a couple days ago we were watching the movie, and I get so annoyed at that part where he says we'll talk about this at home, or whatever his name is. What's the kid's name? Tim?
I forget the name.
Calvin. Scott
name.
Calvin is the dad. Anyway, when the stepdad, who is annoying at the very beginning of the movie, he's one of the most annoying characters that could ever be in a movie. But when he tells the kid, we'll talk about this at home, that infuriates me that another guy is telling my son that we'll talk about this at home. But so what do you guys think about this? There's people that are okay with this, people that have this in their top 10, top 5. But Bert, you're joining us now, so you get the first shot at this one, the Santa Claus.
Santa Claus? Yeah. It's not like top 5, but it's definitely one of my favorite Christmas movies, just for the absurdity of it. Because I don't know if you guys know, but Tim Allen was actually, I don't know if it was like this year or like last year, but the beginning of the movie, he was actually supposed to shoot Santa Claus instead of just Santa falling off the roof.
What?
No,
that's
that was
really aggressive.
Yeah, no, that was in the script originally, that like he was gonna come for the chimney and then he was gonna shoot him and then he was gonna be the new Santa Claus. But
Super
Disney,
dark.
But Disney at the time, this is like 95, so it's like we're not doing that. So it became that. But yeah, I mean it's funny. The history of like, it's a little weird because it's like, it kind of seems like the elves are kind of in control, not really Santa. Like the elves is kind of like,
they yell at him.
Yeah,
they're yelling at him.
like, hey, what's going on? And even though the toys are very like old fashioned, it's still fun.
All right, and anybody else on the Santa Claus?
I like it where it is. Top 10. I'd put it at top 10. It's a good movie. Tim Allen was really good. He was really funny.
He's definitely good in that.
Yeah.
The burning of the turkey. You got to go to Chinese or Denny's. The Chinese restaurant hits me on Christmas Day for some reason. But you got to go to Denny's for dinner and whatnot. Number 8, It's a Wonderful Life. We've already touched upon that. We touched upon number 7, which is A Christmas Story. A couple of classics. Wonderful Life.
How is that? What is higher?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
the intrigue.
My God.
So It's a Wonderful Life back in 1946. Christmas Story was 1983. And I got to tell you, I've run into some people that think that A Christmas Story is from back in the 60s. But, it's from 1983. Number 6 and number 5. So these are really super geared towards kids. Number 6, again, it's from back in the day. It's an instant classic, and it is something that has really capitalized on merchandise, and that is a Charlie Brown Christmas. You see the Charlie Brown Christmas tree in stores to buy. I have one.
I have one in my window. My front
there
window.
you go. See?
Yeah.
See,
we used to literally cut real ones and have them.
and just have that small.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's no.
No.
It's right in between Ed and Bert. Look,
No.
right in between Ed and Bert. There it is.
And
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
there
right.
it is.
Right,
Look
right
at it there.
Yep. No, because we live, in Deposit. Anywhere you go there's trees, so you can just cut the little branch. And so my dad thought it was cool that I did that every year. I'd put it in my room and hang a couple lights and a ball. And
That's really cool. The Spirit of Christmas, Charlie Brown Christmas. So that is different ends of the spectrum. We have the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, and then we have the National Lampoon's Christmas tree. So opposite ends of the spectrum there. But and then number 5, and we can talk about these kind of interchangeably. But number 5 is Rudolph. Number 6 is Charlie Brown Christmas. Obviously classics. Kind of can't argue with the kids' movies being up there. So it's okay. We will allow it. We'll allow it to happen
for now.
Yeah.
And now, so top 4. Number 4 is a movie that we've already spoken about. And Bert, I know that you joined late, but the final 4 for the Rotten Tomatoes was, correct me if I'm wrong, Ed. It was Home Alone versus
Die Hard,
and then Home Alone 2 versus Elf. Home Alone knocked out Die Hard, and Elf knocked out Home Alone 2.
No, Home Alone 2 knocked out Elf.
Yeah, knocked out Elf.
Home Alone
Yeah.
versus Home Alone 2.
So Home Alone basically.
Exactly.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, no, it was. That's what I was saying. That's why I was like blown away by that.
Oh, okay. And then Home Alone won the overall.
The
So Home
original
Alone
one, yes.
beat Home Alone 2.
I'm not mad
So
at that.
that's that. So number 4 is Home Alone, the original. Number 3 is Elf. So that we're kind of getting there.
I have a confession.
Please do.
Not seen it.
What?
But hold on, but yes, I know you know I love
Tim's gonna disown you.
Oh no. Tim, I will explain.
That's one of Jon Favreau's best movies.
Yes. Both of those guys know I love Jon Favreau. I love
That's the movie that got him Iron Man.
Yes, I know. I am aware. I will admit it, though. I have not seen it, but it is on the schedule for Christmas Eve this year.
Yes.
There will be Home Alone, there will be Elf, and then there will be Die Hard.
Boom. You gotta close it on Die Hard.
Yes, it always closes out on Die Hard.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Sponsor on 8:00 every year.
I have to.
He's never seen it.
Ed, you've inspired me to come clean and bare my soul. I've never seen Elf.
Hoo-ah!
Never seen Elf.
You guys. What is wrong with you guys?
I never have.
It's happening. Well, listen, Ed has a plan. Arick,
I
you
don't
got a
know,
plan?
it's set.
My son, my son
that.
Elijah is it's second favorite movie. So I'm sure when I go visit him Thursday night, I'm sure we're going to have it on. So.
All right, so that's option A. Option B is you FaceTime with Ed. Ed has the camera facing the TV, and
I can buddy up and
you both watch.
You can watch it
Buddy.
both ways. I'll walk by, and I'll have a head walking by and everything.
Did you just say buddy? You say
Yes,
buddy up.
Yes, I did. We can buddy up.
we
I
can
know.
buddy up.
I know.
Buddy
Of
up.
it, but I've not seen it.
Okay.
What's your
Okay.
favorite color?
But yes, smiling is my favorite.
Confessing now? Are we all confessing now?
Uh-oh.
Oh, God,
Yes.
Tim.
I'm going to
Please.
confess. I'll
All
confess
right, silence
right
on the floor. Silence, everybody, silence. It's confession.
Your Charlie Browns, your Rudolphs, your Frosties, out! All of them out! Why?
Wow.
Because they're 20 minutes long. They shouldn't be on any of these lists. Get them out! These aren't movies.
I thought
Take
you
your
were
Rudolph and your stuff.
Rudolph's like 50 minutes, dude.
Which
you
one?
fat fuck.
There's some that are
Get
an
'em
hour.
out. Get 'em
There's
out.
some that was an
They're not
hour,
real
right?
movies.
No?
Come on, the Peanuts theme is became a Christmas song out of nowhere. That's
Oh,
how ingrained it is.
Keep them all. Keep
Tim,
them
you-
all. I don't watch
Tim.
any of them.
Tim.
Now,
Tim,
hold
I
on.
think-
I thought
think-
Tim-
My bladder.
Tim, I think Andy's
Tim.
gonna have a new batch of cocoa bombs. for you.
Eric, why don't you go take care of that real
Yes.
quick?
Yes.
We're gonna be a little while longer. Tim, I thought that you were gonna say something along the line. I haven't seen this movie, or I haven't seen this movie. That might be worse. What you just said might be worse.
Yes.
That's
You
fine.
might just have
I'm not saying I'm not saying they're
alienated-
bad. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying they shouldn't
No.
be on these lists of movies. Movies. They're not movies. They're 20.
Technically, they are short. That's true.
The reason I haven't brought up Mickey's Christmas Carol, which is I have to watch every single year,
Great.
is because it's 25 minutes long. It's not a full length anything. But if you ask me what's my favorite version of the Christmas Carol out of the 7,000 versions that there are, that would be the number one. That's the one I watch every year to get my Ebenezer Scrooge fix on. The second one would be the Jim Carrey Disney animated one. Those are the two I like the best. But Mickey's Christmas Carol is my favorite. But I'm not going to put it on a movie list because it's not a movie. It's a TV show.
Are you
So you can
forgetting
take
another
Charlie
one?
Brown and your
Is there another
Rudolph
one?
and your Frosty and your claymation nonsense with your wooden soldiers, roll them up in a ball, and you know what to do. But I'm not
Wow.
saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're bad, though.
mean.
Well, I think Steve should get through his list before we get through. There's another version that I'm kind of surprised you're forgetting.
All right.
Oh.
So
might be on
number
the list.
2.
Yes.
Number 2 is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Which yeah.
So I mentioned some of this before, but and you know who they have? It's this is annoying me. It's a minor detail, but it's pissing me off. The first actress that they have for National Lampoon's Christmas on this ranker.com is Julie Louis-Dreyfus. What are you doing?
Really?
You go in order of the building cast.
Come on.
What are you doing?
Chevy Chase is all over that. Stop.
It's Chevy Chase. Listen, Julie Louis-Dreyfus has, it's on the shirts. Why is the carpet wet, Todd?
Yes.
That's a big quote in the movie.
Yeah.
But if any name needs to be first or at all, is Chevy Chase.
Yes.
Tim's still trying
Then
to hide
Beverly
the Christmas
D'Angelo.
gift.
Beverly
Beverly-
Then
D'Angelo.
Beverly D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Then
Yes.
Juliette
Randy
Lewis. Then Randy Quaid.
Why is the carpet wet,
Ridiculous.
Todd? That's great.
I don't
Such
know.
a great movie.
Margot.
Margot. Something went through the window and broke I forget what it was. Entertainment. Stereo.
Yeah, entertainment. Something it is here, right? I don't know.
I have I should have brought it in. I have the ornament with him with the chainsaw, and it's the neighbor saying, "What are you gonna do with a tree that size? Turn around and I'll show you." And it starts with "Hey Griswold," and like 3 days after I bought the thing, my son comes over to me and says, "Hey, Daddy." I said, "Yes," and he says, "Hey Griswold." All right, so that's number 2. Number 1. I don't know if Timmy's gonna agree with this. I don't know if anybody's gonna agree with it, but it's the original Dr. Seuss "How the Grinch Stole Christmas" cartoon, 1966. Chuck Jones. So is this part of the Rudolph, Frosty? It's 20 some odd years later, animation instead of claymation. But does it warrant to be number 1 on a movie list? I'll throw it to Timmy because. Okay.
No. Not a movie, though.
Short answer.
All right.
Now,
So
this
that's
is
like
an
National
old-
Lampoon's number 1.
If this was an overall Christmas list, like, I get it, but it's a movie list. So, no. But I love the Grinch. I love all forms of the Grinch. I haven't seen the Benedict Cumberbatch one yet, but I'm a
haven't
big
either.
fan of the Grinch. I met the Grinch at Universal Studios. I was very, very excited. Very excited.
So-
Well, how
And he was real
old
quick.
how old were your
Perfect.
kids when you brought them to Universal for the Grinch?
Well, it was 2015, 16? My son didn't know who he was. He was not a Pokemon or a wrestler or a Fortnite character. My kid don't know.
There you go.
Well, my son, he was like I told you guys, he was obsessed. My older son Adrian, he was obsessed with the Grinch. When we went to Universal for Grinchmas, petrified. I paid like $45 a person for the Grinchmas breakfast. Petrified.
Wow.
Wow. It's funny because
I might post a picture, in the group, but there's a picture where the Grinch was standing next to me. I had my son here. I had to move him here, and still he's like this. Like, having none of it. Sorry, Bert. Go ahead.
No, say it's funny because there's a meme going around with like now during the holidays, people are taking pictures, and then like it's like a guy in a Grinch suit like will sneak up behind them and like
Yes.
go up to him.
He had to do that. He had to.
Wait.
The Grinch had to come up, jump up from behind for a picture. Well, my son was oblivious to the fact that the Grinch was standing behind us, so we get a good picture.
Wait, Ed, did you see what Sharon did? Did you watch the
No.
video?
No, I didn't.
Someone we know, Sharon,
Oh boy, yes.
they hired a Grinch.
Oh,
a
I
kid
did,
dressed
I
as the
did.
Grinch to come.
Yeah.
And they told their kids, her and her, she has a wife. Whatever, that's beside the story. They tell her, listen, we heard there's a Grinch running around outside. We better go look out the window. They go out the window, and there's some kid dressed up as the Grinch. And they told the kid ahead of time, you could knock this over, you could knock that over, you could steal this. So there's a kid outside knocking these things over and stealing presents. These kids were hysterical, crying and terrified. And I told Sharon, this is the greatest thing I have ever seen. I said, congratulations on catching the spirit of Christmas, which is scaring the shit out of your kids. I said, I loved it. I said, I want this kid to come to my house right now and just walk around as the Grinch all day. It was that great.
Well, she had a picture up, a screenshot of her wife looking out the door, and like you can see the terror on her face, like she was scared, keeping it clean, still poopless over there. Like, and when she saw it,
the kids were absolutely terrified. It was one of the greatest things I ever saw.
Yeah, no, it was. It's pretty awesome.
that is great.
That's
I have
fantastic.
a buddy of mine from Canarsie that I went to high school with, and he every year he dresses up as a Grinch, and he goes around town dressed up as a Grinch, and he he kind of pulled a rock move on somebody, and they filmed it. So he was driving as the Grinch. So picture you're driving in Brooklyn, you pull up to a red light, and the Grinch is driving next to you, and so. As the Grinch, he saw the kid in the car and says, "Hey, what do you want for Christmas?" She starts saying, "I don't care what you want for Christmas." Ha ha! It just starts driving.
That's great.
All right, so that's the top 10 list on Ranker. Just to throw out a couple of top 10 lists from some of the people that write for PopCulturePros.com. Nardo is one of them. 10 through 1 was Home Alone 2. Gremlins, which we have not touched upon yet. Mickey's Christmas Carol at number 8.
Wow,
Bad
Gremlins.
Santa, we haven't talked about. Love Actually, we did talk about that at number 6. Home Alone 1 at number 5. Die Hard at number 4. Jim Carrey Grinch at number 3. Nightmare Before Christmas at number 2. She's a horror film guy, like I told you before, Eric.
Okay.
So The Grinch is number 3. Number 2 is Nightmare Before Christmas, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the animated version. There it is.
Yeah.
That's my
That's
man
Nardo.
Grinch right there.
There's the
was
Grinch.
awesome.
Well, the Grinch that we saw was back in I want to say, so my son was born in 2011. This might have been 2013, 2014. But it did you guys go see the Grinch kind of like the Grinch show?
Well, this was Dr. Seuss Land. No, this is just Dr. Seuss Land. We're just walking around.
Well,
and they came
within
popping out.
within Dr. Seuss Land, there's the Grinch Miss. So it's the show that kind of follows the movie, and it was that Grinch that scared the craziness out of my son for the breakfast. So that was that. Jader, who also writes for PopCulturePros.com, you can catch him on the Jader and Kyle show,
Shout out to
typically
Jader.
on Friday nights. Number 10 was The Night Before, which we haven't gotten to yet. We will get to in a few moments. Elf is number 9. Gremlins number 8. Batman Returns at number 7. A Christmas Story at number 6. Home Alone 2 at number 5. Christmas Vacation number 4. Home Alone 1 and number 3, Nightmare Before Christmas number 2, and Die Hard number 1. So a running joke that he tried to get me with, but I got him back with, was that he kept on trying to tell me that he had not seen Christmas Vacation, not knowing that I put this list together. I remember. So I went along with it. You got to see it before we do the show. You got to see it. Maybe we'll do a one-off show. This guy who knows all this stuff about movies has never seen Christmas Vacation, and he kept on trying to go with it. And finally he said, dude, I've seen it. I said, I know. And I sent him the screenshot of his top 10 list, and he was like, you went along with this the entire way? I was like, yep, I did. It was well worth it.
worth the joke.
All right, but I do want to get to a couple other movies before we go here. But Bambi said, I've never seen A Nightmare Before Christmas. I feel like Bambi has a lot to watch. Tim has never seen A Nightmare Before Christmas either.
That's because I hate Tim Burton.
I've never seen it either.
That's a classic. Just not even for
Tim Burton.
Not even for the Christmas stuff.
You know how I feel. I agree with you on Tim Burton.
I might like it. I just haven't got a chance. I haven't just.
This is a revelation.
Sit down and be like, okay, it's time to watch.
All right, Steve. Which one is
But I
more
hate
of an
Tim
offense? Nightmare Before Christmas, or we haven't seen Elf?
Yeah, which one shocked you more?
Elf.
Yeah.
Elf.
And I'll say Elf
far.
because Elf is a Christmas movie.
Okay.
You know, there's a great debate. Is Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie or is it a Christmas movie? And you can talk about
And
it.
Elf is shown all year round.
both.
Yeah,
I think it's technically both.
Elf is so
Halloween
damn
and
good,
Christmas.
man. Elf is so good.
I
I
am
mean, so
excited
is
to
Nightmare
finally
Before
see it.
Christmas.
I'm excited to finally see it.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Yeah.
Did nobody mention one of the most underrated Christmas movies of all time?
I hope it's what I'm thinking because I still haven't said it.
Let's do it.
Jingle All the Way.
I don't know.
Nobody.
No,
mentioned
we
Jingle All the Way.
definitely talked about that.
I
Yeah,
broke
yeah.
it down.
love. That's my favorite Christmas movie. I swear to God.
Ever?
Nice.
Yes.
Wait, so-
I love that
so-
movie. I need the Turbo Mando. Ah, that's my favorite movie. It's
Yeah,
so
I
good.
love it.
Bird,
I don't care.
for some
I don't
reason.
care about the. I don't care about the critic score, about the audience score. Every year
Yeah.
I watch that movie. It's so good.
I was gonna mention, because when I don't know how to perfectly describe this, but as when I turned to a critic, back in 2011, and you go back and look at some of the movies that you loved, and you see 30%, and you're like, what? So I've always kind of established myself as the anti-critic movie critic, where I usually side more on the audience score than anything else, because sometimes the critics are just so annoying and they nitpick at every little last detail, and I can't deal with it.
That's like your review for Promising Young Woman. You were like, oh, it's if you like chicks doing crazy things, this is your movie.
Yeah. I mean, every movie points at a specific, audience. Mm-hmm. So, but Christmas movies are for me. I feel it's just different. That a Christmas movie, that it might be a movie that you wouldn't watch the premise of it. Not just that it's a Christmas movie, but you might not watch otherwise. But it's a Christmas movie, so yeah, I'm sitting down and watching it during Christmas time because
of course,
I need some of that sappiness.
This is why I can't do reviews, Steve. You just proved myself. Why I can't do reviews because I'd have the same kind of review. What won Best Picture last year? What won Best Picture last year?
Parasite.
What's that foreign
Parasite.
movie?
Yeah,
Parasite.
I would rather watch Coyote Ugly 17 times in a row than watch Parasite once.
Not Coyote Ugly.
No argument.
Andrew said it was good.
No argument here.
That's why.
Oh my God.
That's why I can't be a critic. That's the type of stuff I watch over Parasite. Coyote Ugly, baby, you love it.
Well,
Somebody
I felt the
put that
same.
up,
King's Speech is a snore fest.
Yeah.
King's Speech won Best Picture, but that is an absolute snore fest, and I would absolutely rather watch Coyote Ugly than King's Speech. Yeah, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of films that have won Best Picture that are just like for that snooty, uppity critic that like I can't. I can't see myself sitting down next to one of these guys and watching, a King's Speech. I fell asleep so many times through that damn movie. But all right, so here's as we get later in the show. Here's one that we could talk about. Maybe the kids are asleep. I don't know if you have kids that are watching this. Kind of. This is
Christmas
the time
morning.
to kind of
move
move out.
in the East Coast.
It's about to be 9 o'clock in the East Coast. But Bad Santa to a lot of people is one of the best Christmas movies out there. You get a great combination of people like John Ritter, who was a comedic genius. Bernie Mac, who was a comedic genius.
He's great in this movie.
To me, I love Bernie Mac. King's Comedy. All his I love Bernie Mac stand up is some of the best stand up that I've ever seen. But to the adults and the true adults that can enjoy this type of movie, phenomenal. I don't know. Have we all seen Bad Santa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll let maybe Tim. Tim, you start. Bad Santa. Billy Bob Thornton was just phenomenal in this movie as a drunken Santa Claus, and I feel like at the point that it came out, it was the Christmas movie we all needed. It kind of broke a barrier, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't be able to come out today, probably. Too many
Right.
cream puffs out there.
So right. So to your point, we can still watch it nowadays, but it could not.
Yeah.
Like Bad Santa
right
2
now.
came out 5 years ago, and it didn't have the impact. It wasn't as good a movie. For me, the first half was Bad Santa-esque, but the second part of Bad Santa 2 was way too serious for me, and it was like a killjoy at that point. But Bad Santa 1 is an absolute top 10 for me.
Well, all I'll say is I am not a Billy Bob Thornton guy. He bugs me in very certain ways. He gets under my skin, but he won me over in that movie. I liked him a lot in that movie. That was a perfect role for him. And it's just a great, raunchy, stupid, but in a good way movie. So, yeah, it came out the perfect time. Yeah. That's all I got to say about that.
Ed, what are your thoughts on Bad Santa?
I mean, Tim covered it, honestly. I mean, it's a raunchy Christmas movie. It's like, I mean, I don't know. Like, again, a drunken Billy Bob Thornton. You covered Bernie Mac, who I love in everything he's done. Even in Bayformers, I like Bernie Mac for his little scenes in it. Yeah, I mean, it's not, for me, it's not like my top 5 or 10 or something like that, but I enjoy it. And I didn't even bother with the sequel, actually. So after hearing that, I might not want to move forward with the sequel.
Yeah, I mean it's something that you can sit down and watch, but the second part of the sequel, and Bert, I don't know if you've seen it, but correct me if I'm going astray here, but the second part really took itself way too seriously for what we experienced in Bad Santa 1. Mm. It got a little too real for me there. But when you talk about Bernie Mac, he's one of my favorite all-time stand-up comedians. If you haven't seen his work, all you got to do is watch King's Comedy. He steals the show in that one. Yeah. He's absolutely the best on in that show. The dressing room scene, Bambi. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It broke barriers, and this is. This is the rated R Grinch kind of.
That's a great way to describe it. Actually,
kind of thing, right?
That is.
Just kind of going through here. Love Actually. So, Bert, we haven't heard your take on it. This was mentioned a little bit earlier on the show. Arick's favorite Christmas movie. Tim kind of says I can't get with the British comedies. But so. interested to hear what your take is on Love Actually.
Is that the one with like a bunch of actors in it? With
Well,
like,
can I
That's
butt in
every
a minute
movie.
here?
Yes.
It's a movie.
Let me get
I
on
know
because
it's a movie.
No, I'm joking. I
I'm
never
saying,
saw
but
it.
like,
No,
it has a lot
I
of
got
actors in it,
less.
right?
Yeah,
I
Gil,
actually-
I got less. I never saw it.
I actually had something to say about Bad Santa, but yet again, it's all right. So anyway,
Oh, you had something bad
No,
to say
go
about
ahead.
Bad Santa?
no,
Go for it.
Steve, I didn't. No, it's okay.
No, I want to hear. You got something bad to say about Bad Santa. We might have issues later, but I want to hear it.
I have a correlation to Bad Santa and Love Actually because Billy Bob Thornton played the president of the United States of America in Love Actually.
He did, sure did, which was weird.
And wasn't Lauren Graham from the Gilmore Girls in Bad Santa? Because she's like a MILF.
Yes,
Cougar.
she's the F me Santa
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah, so, but that's what I was gonna say. That was my Bad Santa.
Definite MILF.
I'm glad you guys wanted to hear what I had to say. That's okay. Thanks. So, anyway, Gil, go ahead with Love Actually. I'm curious to hear what you have to say about my
wanted to
favorite
make
movie.
sure. It's like, oh, she's definitely a MILF. Definitely a MILF.
Hell yeah, she's a MILF.
Wait, but
I mean,
when
I
was
haven't-
Love Actually made? Is she still a MILF?
She wasn't in Love Actually,
Yeah,
Laura
she's
Graham.
still good looking.
No,
Lauren
no,
Graham's
I'm
still good
talking
looking.
about Bad Santa. Sorry. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
is she still a MILF?
Is she still a MILF?
Yes.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Was she a GILF at this point? A GILF?
Wow.
No, she's
We're going there.
maybe.
It's late enough.
Go to sleep, kids.
Go to sleep.
Mommy, what's
Go
a
to sleep,
guilt?
kid. Baby confirms she's a MILF.
She is a MILF.
All right, Bert, I want to. What's your take on this?
I mean, I liked it. I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember when I watched it, I didn't necessarily have a problem with it. With the British style of filmmaking, it didn't really bother me. But I mean, I thought it was good, not necessarily like an all-time amazing Christmas movie, but the stories in it were nice, and it was nice to see a lot of actors that at the time were kind of building up to the bigger roles that they would eventually get later on. But it was good. I don't have a problem with the movie.
Cool.
All right, let's switch gears here from Christmas real quick to another type of holiday movie in 8 Crazy Nights. This is one of those that
what's
I'm not
crazy?
sure
I
that
was
everybody
thinking
has
about that,
seen.
too, before I came on the show, I'm like, I wonder if they'll bring up Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy
That's
Nights.
a technical
Underrated.
foul. That's a technical foul. Yeah, listen. 8 Crazy Nights. It came from Adam Sandler's, 8 Crazy Nights movies, the Hanukkah songs. Not everybody knows that there's 4 of them, and if you don't know that there's 4 of them, go listen to all 4, because they're all equally as good. In my thought, and we talked about this, Tim and Arick. We talked about this on the Christmas songs show that we did a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
But so, this one it's the same type of it's that sappy-ish Christmas movie with a real adult kind of spin to it. Adam Sandler is a basketball player. You got the referee who's got one leg longer than the other one, calling technical fouls, and he's the guy who's trying to teach Adam Sandler the way of life. And has everybody on this panel seen this?
Yeah.
I've seen it, but not in a while.
Yeah. I've seen
Okay,
that.
it
It's
has been a while.
Yeah.
Been a while. It's been a while, but the theme is still kind of the same. Be a good guy, be a good kid. The Adam Sandler's character in the movie, his parents both died, and you have that going for it. But I feel like the overall feel of the movie is it's great for kids who don't celebrate Christmas and got that Hanukkah feel to it. So that you start off with 8 Crazy Nights as a kid, and then you listen to the Hanukkah songs later on, right? Am I right? Anybody
You're
else
not wrong.
have any? That's very nice of you, Arick.
Oh, you don't know that one. You don't know that one.
You're
That's a
not
joke.
wrong.
No, that's a. I use the in my comedic joke telling. I always I'll be saying wow, we just passed by a Denny's. Am I right? You know, I keep doing stuff like that. Hey, that was right on red. Am I right? And then finally, all my buddies now just saying you're not wrong. You know, just to.
So that's good because the MRI. I've never used the MRI thing, but if you ask the guys from the Put in the Book show, I constantly tell them you're not wrong.
Wow, Steve.
It's a constant thing. We got this connection here.
We got it here. This is good.
All right. Anybody have anything to add on 8 Crazy Nights?
No.
Haven't
Go
seen
see
it
it.
enough.
Just go. I might watch it.
I think
tonight.
I own it. I think I own it actually.
I'm about to say it's Adam Sandler. I'm sure
It's a cute movie. It's a really cute movie.
It is.
Well, this house was Sandler-fied.
It is.
Sandler-fied this
It's
house
cute.
all of a sudden.
That's what I'm shocked. I know I went anti-Sandler at one point, but and kept going with it, but
Well,
that's not.
No, you don't
that.
understand that Hubie Halloween movie. No matter how bad you think
That's
it is, Sam loves it and Jax loves it. So Sam has a machine that makes T-shirts. So let me just show you right now. All those stupid T-shirts that his mom wears in those movies, she made every single one of them. Now, have you seen the movie? Bert, you're laughing. Have you seen the movie?
Yeah, I saw it.
Anybody? Nobody? Anyway, his mom is the type of mom who will wear anything no matter what. So she got a 50-cent T-shirt. Meanwhile, it says boner donor on it. And then another shirt she wears says kayaking gets me wet. You know, and one of them says it's not going to eat itself.
God.
Like that kind of shit. Sam made
Wait,
all
what's
those
not going to eat
shirts.
itself?
It's not going to eat itself.
Okay.
It's not going to lick itself. I'm sorry. It's not going to lick itself.
That's very true. It's very true. Very true. Very true.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
talking
so that
about
was
a
the
ring
funny part
pop.
of the
A
whole
ring
movie.
pop.
I would like that
Is
shirt.
that his mom? Yeah, his mom wears shirts that she finds in a dollar store and just wears them. Not to get what they said. So she's walking around with a boner donor shirt on, and so Sam has made every one of those shirts. So now we have a very Hubie Halloween Christmas coming up this year.
I wanted to watch the movie. Listen, Adam Sandler said that if he didn't win an Oscar,
If he get
for
nominated.
if he didn't get nominated, sorry, if he didn't get nominated, he was gonna continue making some crappy movies. He should have been nominated. I think he did a phenomenal job in Uncut Gems.
Yes.
But he kind of went that way. I resisted watching it until I heard some people saying, some Adam Sandler fans like Tim saying, it's just not. It's just not there. Maybe next year. Yeah.
Had its moment, but
Man.
the mom was the best part. The mom in the T-shirts was the best part.
And as anti-Sandler as I am, I loved Uncut Gems. I give him all the props in the world for that
It
movie.
was phenomenal.
And watching how awesome he is in that movie makes me hate him even more overall, because I'm like, this proves my point that you've been mailing it in for how many years now?
Yes.
That's why I turned on him.
But like, if you're an actor in Hollywood and you have this unbelievable cult following that no matter what you make, it's going to have that cult following.
I don't understand it. I don't understand.
I don't either. I'm with you, Ed. I'm not a giant Adam Sandler fan at all. I think,
Back in the day, for sure.
Yes,
absolutely. His early stuff, Happy Gilmore, and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
like Jack and Jill.
My kid's obsessed with Billy Madison and
Happy Gilmore is one of the greatest movies ever made.
Happy
obsessed with all of
Gilmore,
them now.
Waterboy. I even
Waterboy.
Damn, what was the one with Damon
got-
Wayans? I think is highly underrated. I think it's hilarious. Bulletproof.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a real good one.
highly underrated. That movie.
We got he's not in here, right? We got my kid a Bobby Boucher jersey for Christmas.
Yes.
So he's gonna walk around with a Bobby.
It's very nice. I like.
Very nice.
I like it.
He's going to the Mud Bowl.
Big Daddy was great too. Even
I
Mr.
could wipe
Deeds.
my own ass.
Um,
Mr. Deeds was great. Very sneaky, sir.
I even liked Zohan. I even liked.
And Zohan is in I think it's the 4th Hanukkah song.
Is he real?
Don't mess with Zoe Hanukkah.
Okay.
And he gets a big pop from that.
Yeah, He had his
Definitely.
time, but then just man.
Yeah, but you bring up a good point. As great as he was in Uncut Gems, that is the that's to all of us who have said he's been mailing it in. That's it.
Yeah.
That just shows you. Which if you haven't seen Uncut Gems yet, go and check it out. That's from
awesome
last Christmas. Nah.
Nope.
Last Christmas. All right. Nightmare Before Christmas. Is it a Christmas movie or is it a Halloween movie?
Both.
Yeah.
Tim Burton movie.
It is a Tim.
Yeah.
It's Tim Burton.
Well, Tim,
I think you can spread it out.
You're
Yeah.
not wrong.
You're not.
You're not wrong.
Am I right?
So I feel like Tim Burton felt that this argument was coming. That it was going to be a Christmas movie to some, a Halloween movie to some, Nightmare is in the title, Christmas is in the title, and it's just like let the puppets dance, let them argue about this, because that's another annual thing that goes on along with is Die Hard, a Christmas movie, is Nightmare Before Christmas a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie? And I'm with you on that, Ed. I believe it's both. Eric, I believe it's both. Tim is not a Burton fan. Bert, what do you think? More towards Christmas, more towards Halloween?
It's both.
So it's even.
Yeah.
Is it the belief of this panel of the ultimate judges of Christmas movies for tonight
Yes.
that this is evenly distributed Christmas, Halloween?
Yeah.
I'm calling it right now.
Yes.
So, do you see
There's people
dressed
I know
up
that
I
watch
am?
it on Halloween and Christmas. Like it's both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but that's the other thing
I'll
that Tim
go with
Burton.
consensus.
Okay, I'm putting forth a motion on the floor. All in favor?
Well, Tim Burton is possibly a genius on this, because this is something that could be watched. If you're going to watch a Halloween movie, you're watching it throughout the entire month of October, right? For those Halloween freaks out there, like Nardo, who it does like a countdown to Halloween.
Oh, she's one of them.
She is one of them, and you start watching the Halloween movies starting October 1st, right? And if that's the case, and you don't stop watching Christmas movies till the end of December, a couple days into January, you can watch that from October 1st to January 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So that in a different way, you can kind of think about that as the ultimate holiday movie. And Tim is not. Tim, he's got your first name, Tim. Tim Burton.
Tim's head might explode like scanners.
He's got Tim's name and Bert's name. Am I right?
Yeah.
He should have been. He should have been shot after Batman, and even Batman now doesn't really hold up considering the storyline.
Yes.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Beetlejuice.
Oh.
Done.
One of
I'm
the
done
two of the
with
greatest
that.
movies ever.
So
Not even Edward Scissorhands. No.
I like it. I like it with his hands.
I could take or leave it. I don't hate it.
I like it.
So I think now we can kind of get into some of the not weirder but kind of goofier type Christmas movies. I know one, and this is a movie that I kind of remember seeing in theaters, and that Arick has been a proponent of, and this is Ernest Saves Christmas.
Yes.
Ernest Saves Christmas.
All of the Ernest movies are classics.
I'm gonna put my wife on.
Oh,
Agreed.
Is she an Ernest Saves Christmas fan?
I can't
Yes,
do this.
and I am anti-Ernest to the
I
10th
know.
degree. I fucking hate those movies.
See, this is
Tim,
why you're married.
100%.
Opposites attract.
100%. I hate all those movies.
All of them, not
would
even a
cur-
Christmas
I would-
movie.
No.
I would curb stomp Jim Varney if I could. I would curb stomp him.
By the way, how? I
Repeatedly.
mean, I don't know if it's
How can you say that, Tim?
He's a horrible
Not
human
here.
being.
Shame on you.
Wow.
He was the Slinky Dog.
He was a bootleg Pee-wee.
Come on,
you're
Woody.
not arguing. You're not making a good argument.
He would put it this way.
Oh.
Hold on. Ernest is like to Pee Wee with like the GoBots were to like the Transformers. Like it's just,
Thank
that's
you.
what I saw.
Thank you.
Holy shit!
My man.
Eric is upset right now.
I'll take that.
I got
I
you.
like that. I'll take that.
Uh-huh.
Eric, do you
Toast
need a
Eddie.
moment to take a deep breath
Right now.
to compose yourself with that?
No, I think I'm just gonna jump out the window. It's
Wait, are
Oh
you on
my
the first floor or the
God.
second floor?
I'm on the second floor.
Eric, though, Eric,
Okay, that's a problem.
I'm sorry.
It would have been better
You're
if he
right.
was on
He
the
was
first. It was
thinking-
like,
He was Slinky in Toy Story. I will let that part slide. He was Slinky in Toy Story. I'll
Dude,
grant
he
that's the best
saved
thing he ever did.
Christmas.
No,
So
he
did
He
didn't.
John
saved
McClane.
Christmas.
So did John
He did.
McClane.
He went to
Oh,
camp.
So did John
Well,
McClane.
Hold on, but did John McClane only
talking
only save
Ernest.
Christmas for Los Angeles?
Yeah, Ernest saved the whole world.
Ernest saved Christmas from the entire world. Yeah,
We don't know what Hans Gruber would have done if he would have succeeded.
There's no
Yeah,
way
you're
Hans
right.
Gruber could have beat Ernest. If he met Ernest, forget it. It would have been over.
Listen, the security guard, the guy who gets shot first, is the one who would take out Ernest. Stop it. By the way, how have we not brought? I'm sorry if I'm burying the lead, Steve, but like Scrooge, where's the
that's on my list.
All right,
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. I thought that would have happened way before.
He's just trying to get away from Ernest, and I'm not going to let it happen.
You better
It's
believe
Ernest.
I'm actually gonna. I'll be back. Go speak about Ernest. I'm taking a bathroom break.
Gotta go.
Well,
All right.
I saw Ernest in the theater, and I fell in love
too.
with it.
Which is weird because our age difference is just ginormous.
That is. So you were like 7,
Wow.
right?
Yeah, you were
Ginormous.
34.
I was like 61. Yeah. So he starts out singing "Oh Christmas." He's like, "Oh Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree," and he just keeps saying "Oh Christmas tree." That's great. How is that not great? Then he just starts gabbing on about stupid shit, and he gets fired, and then you got the warehouse guys with the reindeer flying up against the ceiling, and he goes and visits Vern, and because you never see Vern, and he's wrecking
Never.
Vern's house.
Burn.
Oh, Ernest, come on, Ernest is great.
Ernest P. Worrell.
Oh my!
So you got that
God.
snot-nosed teenage girl that you just want annoying as hell. Bert, have you ever seen?
Yeah,
this
you
one?
want to smack her?
I've seen most of it. I haven't seen it in a while, but I do remember it.
Okay, so this came out what? 89, 88, somewhere around there.
88, 89,
I
yeah.
saw it
Yeah,
on
like
TV,
late.
like years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my gap with Eric is your gap. How old are you?
Me,
Yeah.
30.
Yeah. Eric is much older than I am, and I'm slightly older than you. So, I we talked about this in the Christmas songs one, but I remember this. My brother took me to Sheepshead Bay. I have to ask him why it was Sheepshead Bay, and not the Avenue El Canarsie Theater. So anyway, it was Sheepshead Bay, and I remember. I loved it. I was 8 years old, so Ernest is great. And I haven't watched it in a very long time, but I just have a feeling that I still will love Ernest Saves Christmas.
You got to revisit it because I finally revisited it 2 years ago, and man, I wasn't disappointed. It was even better.
You know what I'm gonna watch tonight? Ernest Saves Christmas. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Yes,
Stop it.
I think everyone
Don't-
should.
Don't.
I think
don't
Tim and
shake your
Ed
head, guys.
I'm
Wait,
gonna watch
so,
the Lakers and Clippers.
All right.
I'm
Well,
watching
that's
Rocky
fair.
III right
That's
now.
fair. Rocky, like this is, and you know what's funny is that we all have our go-tos, right? On a boring night, we can just go to this and that and whatever. But tonight I'm gonna Clippers Lakers. I'm watching, and then I'm definitely gonna watch Ernest Saves Christmas. If it's not tonight, it's
Sweet.
gonna be tomorrow.
Sweet.
That's because you don't sleep. Frotchy doesn't sleep. I don't know what he
Well,
does.
Let me tell you something, Tim. I have lived
He never sleeps, this guy.
for a very long
Life
time
is full.
under
Travel
the
beach.
the
There,
line
Riley.
that success does not sleep.
Okay.
And I haven't found the
I
success
always
yet, but
see
I
your
haven't
text.
slept.
I always see your texts and your messages. I'm like, how is this guy up at 1:40 and then texting me at 6 o'clock about like something? I'm like, what's going on with this guy? He doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'll get up at like 3:45 in the morning and I'll see he's got a fresh message up on the thing, and I'm like, holy shit! I'm not the only one up.
But Eric, if you go to sleep at 9, then that's a thing. No.
Is
You don't
Eric
sleep at
past
9.
his bedtime?
Eric
Well, I
doesn't
don't-
sleep either.
Despite my advanced age, I don't sleep. No, I don't sleep either. Ask Tim. I'm up well past after they all go to bed.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
the opposite.
He doesn't watch TV either. That's the creepy part. Eric doesn't watch TV, he just sits there and stares at the wall.
What do you do? Oh, that's a problem,
Kinda
Eric.
Is he
That's a
wrestling?
problem.
No, it's not a joke. He's dead serious.
Or he'll take a walk to the store at 4 a.m. because it's open in the city.
What?
I'm an explorer.
I've
Coffee
done
from
that
White.
in Queens. I've done that in Queens before because the corner stores are open 24/7.
But Tim lived in the absolute
Vegas.
coolest place ever. Like his
New York
was the
City.
coolest. His place was the coolest. The avenue up Myrtle, you go up his street and you go on Myrtle with the bodegas. It was classic.
The
Like-
bodega.
It was my favorite place to go.
I lived around the corner
I
from
mean,
him
it
at
still
the
is.
time.
It still is my favorite place to go. But
Hold on, you all lived up there?
I lived around the corner. I lived, what, Tim, what was that, 2 blocks from you? At one point? My
In
apartment-
Deposit?
If too
No, Queens.
Like a book.
I'm-
No,
okay.
Queens.
No,
Okay,
I've
alright.
lived in Queens basically my whole life. So
I lived in Brooklyn for a very long time, and I moved down to Florida. I moved to Queens. I was up in Queens. I was in Astoria for a while.
okay.
I worked at what's the name of that mall, man? Name some malls in Queens?
Queens Center Mall.
No,
That's like the mall in Queens.
it's on
Atlas?
Queens. It's on Queens Boulevard.
Queens Center Mall.
Is that what it's
Center
called?
Mall.
Is it? Did it change it?
No, it's expanded actually.
What
was it a big circle?
We had the Macy's
Back in the day,
and
with-
The
JCPenney
Macy's,
and all
Best
that.
It was a big
Buy.
circle.
That's
No, but it was called something else then.
Rego Center.
Oh no,
Rego
the Macy's and
Park.
the Best Buy is different.
Rego Park.
Yeah, but
Yeah, they're,
Okay,
they're,
so-
they're like 2 blocks away from each other.
Okay, yeah. So when I went up there a long time ago, and I helped grand open a Best Buy. That's my retail. So I worked at Best Buy. I helped grand open a store on
Whoa.
Jericho Parkway on Long Island, and then I got asked to help out at Rego Park. That's why I moved up back to New York, and I was in Astoria, a couple blocks away from Steinway. And I worked at Rego Park. Yeah, Rego Park Best Buy. It was
Nice.
It was,
Okay.
fun time. All right, let's get to Scrooged.
Yes.
So I have Scrooged on my list, and I want to say it's producer Joe on the Mets podcast. That's his favorite Christmas movie. But I feel like the whole Scrooge thing is on this show very much inspired Ed. So I'm gonna let you take Ed Camus take the wheel on Scrooged.
I mean, it's number
It was
one.
great.
I could just say it's Bill Murray and then just leave it alone right there, and it's Bill
That's
Murray.
all you gotta know.
And that's it. I mean, obvious legend
That's all you need.
of comedy there. But no, the adult take on on the whole Scrooge story and everything like that is fantastic. And I'm sorry, her name's escaping me. Who plays the fairy? That's always that's with him.
Poindexter.
Yeah.
Poindexter.
Yeah, she's hilarious in it, and the whole scene with the giving his brother the toaster, and he thought it was going to be a toaster, it was a VCR.
Buster Poindexter, and then
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that whole
Carol,
that whole thing is great. What was that, Eric?
What happened?
What?
Was Eric? Okay.
Can nobody hear me?
Now you're back.
Yeah, we got
You're
it.
back.
Okay.
I was skipping.
Skip to the Lou, my darling.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that whole relationship with them is fantastic. The adult take on it, it even has a lot of heartwarming story at the end of it. For me, it hits all the right notes on it. It checks all the boxes for it, and it's not too kiddie and anything like that. But I don't think it's overly mean or anything either.
I don't think so either.
No, not at all.
And I've had people say, Scrooge. It's Bill Murray. It sounds like it's like the screw you to Christmas, but it's not.
No, not at all.
That. I know it's not in kind of in tandem, but a Very Merry Christmas, which is on Netflix, I want to say.
I believe so.
Yeah. So
Netflix,
if you're a fan of Bill Murray, which how could you not be? Go see Scrooge. Check out a Very Murray Christmas also. But Scrooge is not always up there on a lot of people's list for Christmas movies, but once you get to a certain point, and you start seeing all these Christmas movies, and then Scrooge you might not see Scrooge until you're in your 30s. But once you see it, Scrooge is a pretty damn good Christmas movie.
It might be the most highly underrated.
It is absolutely underrated. Bert, have you seen Scrooge?
The Bill Murray one?
Yeah.
Yeah, not for a while, but I've seen it.
Yeah, it's not a movie that everybody's seen. It's not a movie like Elf that everybody should have seen. But
right.
but if you talk about Elf and you talk about Scrooge, you can see where more people have seen Elf. It's just more popular out there. It's more pop culture-ish if you want to go that route. But absolutely, Scrooge should be seen by everybody. Like this is a movie that should not everybody. Don't take me literally, but it should absolutely be on your list. If you start where I tell you to start, November 1st, you have all the time in the world to see all these Christmas movies.
Oh Jesus, that is a long time, man.
I'm just saying. Think about all the Christmas movies.
Yeah,
maybe next year we do the 30 days in November, the 55 days of Christmas, where we just check out all these movies and I lost everybody.
Well, I'm still working from home. Sure, no problem. I'll watch them all.
There you go. Which we all should be. I don't care if the pandemic ends. It's just better to work from home.
Hey, some of us are facilities manager. We definitely don't want that to happen.
No. My mom says Adam Sandler's on SNL Christmas show now. Hanukkah song. If you haven't heard the Hanukkah song, like I said before, listen to 1 through 4 consecutively. It's well worth it. I promise you, it's well worth it. Jewish, Italian, Catholic, no matter what you are, it's funny. It just is. And if you go back and listen to Adam Sandler's songs, nowadays are better than his movies. So just go, kind of go back and listen to that. Arick, I apologize. I saw you trying to chime in there.
I don't even know I probably wasn't going to say anything relevant. What was I going to say? I can't remember.
All right. Next up that I want to talk about is and if any of you guys have to drop, understandable. Any of our guys want to jump in, also great. But who here has seen The Family Man?
No. Never even heard of it.
Oh my God!
Never even heard of it.
Cage, The Family Man.
No.
Oh, that's why I never heard of it.
Really?
You just lost him right there with Nicolas Cage.
You lost me at Nicolas Cage.
Listen,
I'm with
Nicolas
you.
Cage.
I'm not a Nicolas Cage fan.
I get it. I 100% get it. He's way over the top, outrageous, outlandish, all that stuff. But this movie, it's Nicolas Cage, Téa Leoni. God. So this is all me, I guess.
Wow.
Bert, I can't believe you're abandoning me here. You're abandoning me.
I honestly haven't seen this. I love Nicolas Cage, but I haven't seen this.
So, all right. So, Nicolas Cage.
What year was this?
He's.
Yeah,
What
year
year was it?
This is, yeah.
I don't. Let's ask Siri. Hey Siri.
Is this crazy Nicolas Cage or like pre-crazy?
Yeah.
Hey Siri.
This is direct to DVD Nicolas Cage.
What year did The Family Man come out?
Which one? I found six.
Which one?
The Family Man.
2000.
And Siri
Year
is
2000.
even-
There's a whole list of Family Man. All right, so the premise is that Nicolas Cage and Téa Leoni are a couple. They go to the airport. He's supposed to go for this year out in London. To be at this company. So they're going to be a year apart at London. She says, "You know what? Let's throw this out the book. Stay here." He says, "You know what? I love you so much, and a year in London will not change this." So they go their separate ways, and then here is Nicolas Cage, this very wealthy head of this big company. So he's got this position in this big company. He's very wealthy. He's got a penthouse in New York City. He's got a different girl every night. And then sorry, Mom. She watched this last night. So she watched this last night as I told her to. She got HBO Max. I told her go watch it. So he gets off of work one night. It's Christmas Eve. He's walking. He's going to get some eggnog, and this guy comes into the same store, and he's got a lotto ticket that he won $238 on. And the people at the store say, "We know your trick. You draw in the lines. We're not giving you money. Take it somewhere else." He pulls the gun on him. Nicolas Cage says, "Whoa. I got a business proposition for you. I'll pay you $200 for that lottery ticket. I'll go cash it where the store clerk does not have a death wish, and I'll make $38. Simple business thing." So it happens. He goes for a walk with him, and the guy says, "What do you need?" He says, "I don't need anything. I got everything I need in life." There starts the entire story. There's a glimpse now of him with Téa Leoni, couple kids, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, of what life would have been like had he stayed and not gone to London. And it is such a good movie. Please.
Is this the one where he worked at the tire place?
He worked at Big Ed's Tires. Yes.
Okay, I did see that.
What do you think?
It was actually cute.
No.
It's kicking. Yeah.
For me, it's a classic Christmas movie. Not to say that I like Nicolas Cage in other flicks, but in this particular movie, I just love it. He does a good job. He's over the top, yes, as he always is. But
he had the bowling trophy.
He had the bowling trophy. He sucked at bowling, but it's because he didn't know anything better. Like a lady that was in the neighborhood wanted to have an affair with him, and he was like, okay, because he had no emotional attachment to his wife, because it was a glimpse.
Wow.
But it's a Christmas movie, so think about how it morphed and how it moved.
That's
forward.
right.
So I guess I'm the only one to talk about that one. Family Man.
Well, no, my memory suddenly switched on. You got to remember, like I have if I was on something will happen. We're all fading out. What happened?
No, I missed what you said.
Oh,
going in and
like
out.
if a memory hits on the right circuit in my brain, like it might travel around, like it might go around a couple of times and then finally grab. Then I'll remember.
All right. Well, I loosened the screws up a little bit. So yeah. Tim and Ed and Bert, if you haven't seen it, please go watch. It's
It's
Nicolas
actually
Cage. You know he's over the top. He's that over the top
There's
guy,
No
and
chance
he's
Tim was watching that movie.
zero.
Tim,
Okay,
no, for
all right.
Tim, for Tim, there's no
Oh, for
chance.
Tim. Okay.
You might have a shot with me.
Tay Leone, baby. Tay
I gotta watch
Leone.
out. I
Tia
gotta watch out.
Leone,
Pretty
baby. Tia Leone.
That's
Pretty
not
sweet.
that's not a selling point either.
It's
That's
not-
not a
oh
selling
boy.
point.
Oh, strike two.
I mean, I can watch.
All right.
Red
She's-
Bike for that.
No,
She's sexy,
Watch
man.
There's a
personal.
shower
I have nothing
scene, Tim.
personal
There's a
against her.
shower scene.
What kind of
She's
Again,
sexy.
she's not attractive. I don't care if she's in the shower.
From here
She's like
down.
a
She's
13-year-old
pretty
boy.
sexy.
No. From here
She's
down.
like a 13-year-old boy.
No, I'm gonna send you a clip
boy.
later. I'm gonna send you a clip later.
13-year-old boy.
Not a 13-year-old boy.
Please do not send me
I
a
will
picture of a
send.
13-year-old boy.
I
I
will.
don't want a picture of a 13-year-old boy.
She does?
Wow.
Yeah.
Ed, get the bombs. Get the bombs, Ed.
The bomb.
You got the bombs.
All right. Next up, Four Christmases. Vince Vaughn.
Yes.
No.
Great
Okay.
movie.
Not
There
for
we
me,
go.
not for me, at least.
Listen, I love Vince Vaughn and I love Four Christmases, and we can go around the room here, but my favorite, absolute, hands down favorite scene that makes me laugh my ass off every single time is when the baby vomits, and he's because it's me. If somebody vomits around me, I'm gonna vomit. I just can't hold it in. And so Vince Vaughn is there. The what's her name is holding the baby. The baby vomits, and he's like, I want to do it too. And so, listen. Think about you and your significant other trying for years, trying to just be away from all these couples. It's 4 Christmases because all the parents are divorced. You got to go to 4 different places for Christmas Day. They just want to get away, and at the very beginning, thank you, Reese Witherspoon, Bambi. At the very beginning of the movie, they're trying to go away, and there's a snowstorm, and a freaking camera crew comes up to them and says, "Hey, how's life?" And they're like, to the family that said that they were going to like Ethiopia or something to feed the kids. They were just going on a Caribbean cruise or a Caribbean island.
How does she look like a 13-year-old boy?
Oh, Tay
This looks
Leone.
like a 13-year-old boy.
Not there.
No.
Not there.
Yeah, I don't know any 13-year-old boys that I didn't look like that when I was 13. So
No.
I don't see any pictures.
No.
I don't see it. All I see is
You don't
Buffy.
see it?
Oh, okay. So that's the problem.
Okay.
It's
No,
a
I
good
see
looking
it now.
Tay Leone.
No,
that's
do
just
it
a
for
weird
me.
picture.
That one's
That's
not
also a
too
weird
great.
picture. No. All right, we got one. We had one. We had one
Anyway.
good one.
That was not too
All right.
great.
None of them are
We had
good.
one good one.
Thank you for
We had
proving
one
my
good
point.
one.
Thank you.
All
for
right, so
proving my
any
point.
no, but Tim, I will send you the scene, to the shower scene. It definitely not 13-year-old boy.
Yeah,
I
just
just want
pretty
to know
sweet.
the shower scene.
Pretty
Hold on,
sweet,
what
yeah.
is the shower scene? What kind of Christmas movie are you trying to sell us here, man? What is going on here?
Listen, we're past 9:00. It's okay for the kid, but no, but he because it's a glimpse. He doesn't know what to do with these kids because he's not been with these kids.
Yeah.
This is his first time being a father, even though he's been the father the whole time. But there's a point where he doesn't know what to do, and he goes and Tay Leone's in the shower, and he's like, "Hey, what do I got to do? The kid's crying. What do I do here?" So that's where do I take him to? That's where big he asked the oldest of the daughters, saying, "Okay, what do I do next?" And the daughter's like, "All right, so I have ballerina practice at 3:00, and then I got this at 5:30. Don't be late because kids don't like to be the last ones to be picked up," which we all know that to be true. And then he says, "Hey, what do I do now?" The little girl's walking to school, and he's like, "What do I do now?" "You go to Big Ed's." "Why?" Which is one of my favorite quotes of the movie. "You go to Big Ed's." "Why?" That's Nicolas Cage saying that. And he says, "Because I work there. I work at Big Ed's Tires." Okay, he was this big Wall Street guy, and now he works at Big Ed's Tire.
Wow.
All right. getting back to Four Christmases. Anybody, Tim? I feel like you share my love for this movie. What are your thoughts on it?
I love his family, John Favreau, and all those lunatics with the satellite dish.
The satellite dish.
They're all UFC fighters. They're all UFC fighters who beat the crap out of each other. I think that was my favorite part of the whole movie. But yeah, like you said, all four parents are divorced. You got to hit 4 houses in one day. I don't want to go to one house. I don't want to go anywhere on Christmas Day. If someone wants to come here, I'm cool with that. I don't want to go anywhere else on Christmas Day. So that's like a painful ass movie. Yes, Tim McGraw, baby, you are correct. They're all great in that movie. Yeah, the fact that they're all UFC fighters is just fantastic. And like you said, what's his name? Why am I forgetting his name? Robert Duvall as the dad is just a mean old prick. And that whole side of the family is fantastic. I love that movie. I love
Tim
that
McGraw
scene.
got to do with it.
He's one of the brothers.
Yeah. But
Vince Vaughn's brothers in the movie.
But the dad is great. Vince Vaughn
Duvall.
buys him a satellite. Yeah, Duvall. He buys him a satellite dish, and he's like, "What do I need a satellite dish for?" And he's up there, he's busting his butt trying to get the satellite dish installed. The TV goes flying out the window and all this stuff. So it's a comedy of errors here.
It's a rom-com Christmas movie.
But it's a rom-com Christmas movie, but it's a step above. To the point where the guys will appreciate it because you got the UFC thing.
Take out Vince Vaughn and put someone else. Not as good as a movie.
No,
like Vince Vaughn, 100% really made that movie. You substitute him, it's like, oh, this movie really. But with him in it, it makes it great.
Oh my God, the what is it called? The thing that they're jumping in. That scene?
The bouncy house thing?
The bouncy house scene.
I'm actually taping it right now.
That's great.
I'm actually recording it right now to watch it.
The bouncy house scene is great. All right, so that's Four Christmases. Who has seen the night before? The night before.
I did not.
Is that the part with Seth Rogen?
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie.
Yes.
Anthony Mackie, Anthony Mackie, I've heard, is an absolute disaster to work with from a PR perspective. We actually have had 2 Anthony Mackie press junkets canceled because of Anthony Mackie.
Wow.
But we won't go into that TMZ type thing. But Bert, what do you think about the night before?
I feel like it's definitely an underrated Christmas comedy movie. Very, very good performances. It's definitely the Seth Rogen, like Judd Apatow kind of humor especially for the holidays, but it doesn't feel too over the top. Like there's kind of a heartwarming kind of message to it at the end towards the end. But for me, it was definitely one I loved. It was also one I wasn't expecting. I didn't expect Anthony Mackie to go down that road comedy wise, and Gordon Levitt was actually really good in it too.
Yeah, I me and you are the only one that have seen it out of this crowd, but it's on it's somewhere. It's on one of the streaming services. But it is this tradition of these friends to get together on Christmas Eve and just do kind of do their thing. Now it's kind of like years later. Seth Rogen and his type of comedy, it's the it's the pothead type of comedy, and this rears its head. I won't say ugly because it's hilarious.
The scene in the church.
Oh my God, the church scene.
Anthony Mackie's a steroid. He's a football player, right? He's on steroids though.
Yeah. So there's scenes where he's injecting himself, and he's like, "Oh, I became this big guy," and you're like, "Oh yeah." Just Gordon Levitt is like, "Oh yeah," with that syringe in your butt, Overall, good movie. Lots of laughs on that. So definitely recommend that. And then here's one that may be a little bit too sappy for some of us. But who here has seen Serendipity?
I know of it, but I haven't seen it.
Just me?
I want to say I've seen it.
Oh,
I'll say I've got some Christmas movies in the holster right now. I'm shocked that we haven't got to, and I know Tim loves one of them.
It's ringing a bell.
Serendipity is Salma Hayek's character in Dogma. That's all I know.
Exactly. Is that a Keanu Reeves movie? No,
Maybe that's
All right.
what I'm
No.
thinking of.
I got nothing.
all
I'm
right.
sorry, man.
So
Maybe
I
not
will
then.
say nobody has anything on Serendipity.
I
John
got nothing.
Cusack,
Never saw it.
No,
No.
nothing. All right.
not
So
since Con Air.
it's John Cusack, it's Kate Beckinsale, it's Jeremy Piven in this movie where serendipity is a fortunate accident. That's the definition of serendipity. So there is a Serendipity 3 in New York City with ice cream. It's just so great. The ice cream is phenomenal. But in this movie, the two of those meet, and it's a fortunate accident. And so she believes, Kate Beckinsale believes in fate. So they write down certain information and certain things, and they just put it out in the world. And if it comes back to them, they are meant to be together. And so years are separated apart. They go ice skating in Central Park. Kate Beckinsale writes her phone number or address information in some book and then sells it. And then, like, if this comes back, it's meant to be. John Cusack, and I might be mixing this up, writes their information on a $5 bill. They go to spend it. If this comes back, we were meant to be together. And, I mean, sappy Christmas story, you can kind of imagine what happens there. But I won't go any further because nobody else has seen it. It is a 100% sappy Christmas movie. So if you're not in the sappiness, it's super sappy. All the Chris, a lot of sap.
A lot
So
of sap.
sticky.
There's a lot of sap.
God, that's another great scene from Christmas Vacation when he's turning the pages in the magazine and it's getting stuck in there.
A lot of sap.
It's great.
Very
Lot of
full.
sap.
A lot of sap.
It's great. Don't make me want to watch it again tonight. I watched it last night. Don't make me want to watch it again.
Watch it again.
All right.
Watch it again. and again.
Ed, what else you got here from a Christmas movie perspective?
Well, not the one. Well, what about Just Friends? Is Just Friends
Yeah.
not there? It's very Christmassy, and it's
Ryan
absolutely
Reynolds.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Tim, no? I'm pretty sure we've talked about
Yes.
Just Friends
Oh.
a few times.
Oh, we love Just Friends. This is a great movie.
Super underrated, absolutely hilarious.
It is
movie.
very.
What Ryan Reynolds
Eric looks like no.
first, like
What? Who was in that?
you don't like Just Friends?
Ryan
Reynolds.
Anna Faris.
And
Oh, I didn't see it.
You really should.
Let me tell you something. Anna Faris in that movie is one of the funniest goddamn roles ever. She is
I mean, she's hilarious.
phenomenal in that
She's
movie.
hilarious in general.
And great
Yeah.
entourage.
Oh, but she in that movie, she is outstanding.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
wait.
She's insane.
In Ed, do we have another entourage fan?
Oh, of course. No, I love Entourage.
Yes, we're doing an entourage
yeah.
show.
Oh
Love
yeah.
Entourage.
We're doing an entourage show.
Love the movie.
Yeah,
Also
2021.
For that.
Boom.
Yeah, all about it. Ballers was the football entourage also.
Yes.
True.
Yeah, I'm
sure.
in for that.
Absolutely was. Also Harold and Kumar, the 3D Christmas
Okay.
movie.
Yeah.
I love all three of those movies. Those movies are freaking hilarious to me. So
Never saw any of them.
Another
All right,
one.
we need to start making a list. You know what? The big guy says he's making a list. He's checking it twice. We got to make a list for Eric.
I know
Eric-
you guys. Major
Harold and
movie.
Kumar, all pothead movies, super pothead humor. It's
Yes.
absolutely hilarious. And the 3D one really, each one of them keeps going even further over the top.
They do. They go further, pushing the envelope.
Oh yeah,
Ed,
I
Ed,
saw
you
it
know-
again just recently.
Not know a little bit about that.
What was that?
May or may not know a little bit about that.
It's all right. You know
Another one I mentioned because I actually have to
2020,
go,
baby.
But Iron Man 3 is a Christmas movie.
There you go.
Very well.
Talk about it.
Very, very entertaining. Shane Black, probably not at his height, but definitely his trademark is all over that movie. For me, it's probably Robert Downey Jr.'s most fun time that he had playing Iron Man, because it's just the lines. There's some lines in that movie that are just so well done, and it's just very different. Even though a lot of people complain about it with a lot of the story notes with the Mandarin not being the true Mandarin. But the story that they kind of created was actually very, very entertaining. It was definitely one I actually got to rewatch it a couple weeks ago. But yeah, that's another underrated Christmas movie technically because it does take place during the holidays. But with that, I will be heading out, gentlemen. Happy holidays!
Real quick, before
Later,
you
Bert.
go, he did not.
Yeah,
He did not play Iron Man in that movie. He played Tony Stark for most of that movie. He did not play Iron Man in that movie.
True.
He was Tony Stark from Uncharted.
True.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right,
All right,
Bert.
Bert.
Talk to you later.
Hi, Bert.
Take it easy.
Bye.
I did like while Bert was here, the Griswold just hanging out there right next to Ed was fantastic.
Yeah, staring at him.
Yeah.
it was.
Staring at him.
He was there.
Lovingly.
Yeah.
Now
Pretty
Kira Knightley's next to him.
So
Ah.
Gremlins.
Gremlins. Well, yeah, I mentioned
Gremlins is
Gremlins
what
before,
I
but
got
yeah,
into.
absolutely 100%.
You know, I rewatched Gremlins, and Gremlins takes a while to really get going. I never realized
Yeah, it
that.
It's a
does.
slow burn.
It does.
It's definitely a slow burn.
Like once it gets going, it's great. But I was like, wow, it takes a long time for these Gremlins to get here. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell is going on? I don't remember it being like that, but still a classic.
Real quick. What's the greatest part in Gremlins 2?
Hulk Hogan
Hogan?
interrupting the movie.
There it is. There it is.
By the way, we didn't mention
I-
for the Just Too Sweet show, the Big Show cameo in
Jingle all the way.
Jingle All the Way. I'm sorry,
Wait, but-
I glossed over that.
You know,
what?
I was
Somebody
gonna
did.
mention that, but being that I'm getting fucking passed over all night, like the cold potatoes on the end of the table that nobody ate, it's not.
Hey, but Eric, the cold potatoes can be put into the toaster oven and made even better.
This is
I
true.
just ate cold potatoes when I took my little break before.
Thank
Not even lying.
Wait,
I'll
but
have
so-
to go potato
That made me feel
dinner when
better.
it's done.
I got tired of scrolling back,
actually
but somebody
ate it.
did mention the Big Show.
Yes, they did. I think it was actually Dave, and that's probably why I
Dave.
was ignoring him
Did
because
they?
he hasn't seen Die Hard. So I was like, no.
Well,
Yeah,
that's Eric. Eric, that's your nemesis, Dave. I think he might have mentioned the Big Show.
Well, yeah, I'm not giving him any fodder tonight because I'll let him.
Don't do it.
I don't want his mascara to run.
bang.
Dave's getting too big for his britches. We're
He
gonna have
is.
to-
He
We're
doesn't
gonna
even.
chop,
He
chop,
doesn't even
chop
let
him
us
down a
know.
little bit.
We're gonna have to Randy Orton.
Yeah,
him.
he didn't come to the show. Didn't let us
Teach him a
know.
lesson. We're gonna give him
Yeah.
the thumbs down. That's it. That's it.
Batista, right? I'm staying
Yeah,
right here on
thumbs
Raw.
down. That's it.
Ed, any other movies that you want to mention here tonight?
I think that's kind of all I've got here. I mean, yeah, he mentioned Iron Man 3, which on Tim and I did another just audio only podcast, and we're ripping Iron Man 3, but Gil dipped out before we can lay that on.
That's why I was going time out. I
I saw that. I was laughing because I was like, Tim's gonna explode, and I'm just kind of like, I don't want to rain on this parade.
It is a rough movie.
Good night,
Hey.
baby. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Good
baby.
night, Bambi. I'll talk to you soon.
And then obviously there are all these Christmas movies that are either on streaming or on Lifetime or Hallmark, and Noel with Anna Kendrick came out last year. I'm not going to get into too deep into that, but Fat Man came out this year. Last
I have
Christmas
to
came
see
out
that.
last year.
I have to see
Fat Man, yeah.
That was so ridiculous.
Claus, Operation Christmas dropped. if you go on Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and all the streaming services, there are just a list. Hulu has
Fred Claus is pretty decent.
Fred Claus with also Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. Yeah.
But all these streaming services have these list of movies. They might come from Lifetime, so beware. Might come from Hallmark. Beware. But Hulu has this area of kind of freaky Christmas movies, or like Halloweenish type Christmas movies. So if you're into the horror flicks but also like Christmas movies, Hulu is the way to go on that.
Do they have Jack Frost?
I've not seen that Jack Frost, but I will attempt to find it after the show.
Steve, I want you to please reach out to me once you're watching Jack Frost, and let me know if you watched the sequel. If you can stomach to watch the sequel, then
If it's Shannon Elizabeth, I'm in.
I thought you guys were talking about Rankin Bass the whole time before you said something. Arick? I thought you were talking about the Rankin Bass Jack Frost, like he whistles.
No,
that's that is the Jack Frost, right?
Yes,
but
not the Jack Frost me and Tim are talking about.
Yeah, no, you're going down another road.
It's horror in every sense of the word.
Yes,
it's horrible to watch it. You feel horrible after you finish watching it.
But you have to kind of, Tim, don't you just kind of have to know what you're getting in for? You're going in.
Yeah, you know you're getting into.
You know it's not going to be good.
Get into.
But it's fun.
Yeah. You got to get in time to just turn your brain off and enjoy something.
Yes.
Right. And Tim, you just said something I have preached since I started doing these websites. First Sin and Sports Talk, and now Pop Culture Pros. Turn your brain. Like, there are some movies that you don't have to be a critic going into it. Just turn your brain off. Enjoy yourself in the theater or enjoy yourself at home, and just sit back and relax and just enjoy it for what it is.
I hate people who shit on the last Godzilla movie. Now, I have problems with the last Godzilla movie. The problem with the Godzilla movie is there's too many people in it. I don't want to see people. Yeah. I want to see monsters fighting. But people still shit. I'm like, dude, it's a giant lizard fighting a giant dragon. What do you have a problem with? I have no problem with this. Like, stop bitching about every little thing.
Yeah, Tim and I went to see that in IMAX in the theater, like the opening night. And exactly, people were like, well, what did you think? I went to go see giant monsters fight on a big screen.
Of course.
That's it. Now, were the humans atrocious? Yeah. Of course they were. They were just there for exposition the entire movie. Because the monsters can't turn around and tell you what their motivations are.
Those are the extras. In those kinds of movies, the humans are the extras.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
But the problem is it's the same thing Transformers did. They made a mistake. It's too much humans. I don't want to see it. I don't care. I want to see monsters fighting.
I agree.
Well, and that was another cult following, but with the Transformers, you get to in Transformers 87 are made, and you're wondering why you're waiting for there's another movie coming. So, I just got to Vulture, and we can kind of end on this, but I'll go through a couple of these, but some of these are just ridiculously ranked. Vulture has at number 40. It's the top 40, and they have at number 40 Home Alone.
That's it.
Oh my God.
That's it. No, that's it. Vulture, null and void.
Shut it down. Lights out.
That's it. Wow. Shut it down. Lights out. Time to go. Just to go through some of the things that we did not talk about tonight. Krampus, which if you like horror Christmas movies, it's definitely up there. The Ice Harvest. They have the Ice Harvest, which I don't know if any of you have seen. They have the Ice Harvest ahead of Home Alone. That's it.
I don't know. The Insect
Christmas. Judging by the reactions, I'm saying that's a big no.
It is absolutely big no. I gotta fast forward. I need to see what they have in them. I've seen Edward Scissorhands on this. Let me fast forward through here. That's ridiculous.
Krampus, by the way, Halloween Horror Nights. Their Krampus thing was pretty great.
Yeah, I missed that one.
They usually do good stuff in Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, I honestly I went to that before I saw the movie, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. Maybe I should watch this movie.
All right, so Vulture is clearly high or drunk or something.
drugged.
Number one is It's a Wonderful Life, which I get.
Yeah,
if
whatever.
you want to
Can't argue. Can't argue.
Number
Nostalgia,
two
yeah.
is number two is from a few years back, and I did not like this movie. It's Tangerine. It's on Hulu.
I've heard of it.
I just lost a lot of respect for
At
Vulture.
number 2,
At number 2. Number 3 was Miracle on 34th Street, the original, the black and white.
Mhm.
Christmas Carol's on here.
That's good.
which one?
A Christmas, the original, the black and white. I'm sorry. Christmas Carol was the 1951 original. Also, numbers. Christmas Story is on there at number 6. Bad Santa is number 7. Die Hard is number 8.
I thought you were going to tell me it wasn't on the list.
What the hell is Tangerine?
All right, Tangerine was a flick that it's a Hulu original from a few years back. Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm already done.
Shouldn't be on there. Peace on Earth, Christmas in Connecticut. Like
Yeah,
none of this stuff should be on.
You're not wrong, Tim.
You're not wrong. Edward says Three
Wow.
Godfathers, Tree Godfathers.
Three Godfathers.
That's on one of the. That's on that just
Tree?
struck a chord on me. Tree.
Yeah,
Sorry.
over Home Alone, like over Home
not
Alone,
two,
all these other
three.
movies. Are they crazy?
White Christmas. Remember the Night. Gremlins is number 21. Nightmare Before
Gremlins
Christmas
is ahead of
22.
Home Alone?
Yeah, this is
What?
Guy Vulture. Vulture, do us a favor. Get behind Pop Culture Buzz.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, stop that.
All right.
We hate that.
Does
now.
anybody have any other movies that they want to mention on this bad boy? We had
it's the only
3
one that
hours.
we haven't met. I mentioned one.
goodness,
I always mention every year, and I already watched it. It's sappy. It's not for the normal person, and it's a very Brady Christmas, made for TV movie about
Very
the
Brady
Brady's during
Christmas.
Christmas time. It is the sappiest. If you thought the show was bad, this movie is 100 times sappier than that, and yet I have to watch it every single year. And I watched it already. It was on Hulu. I said, okay, I'm done. I'll have to see it
It
again
is
until
on
next
Hulu.
year.
I have not watched it in a very
Yeah.
long time.
Whoa,
But-
wait,
Dude, it's-
I don't think I could do it.
sap.
Tim and I can
Sad.
recommend. Tim and I can recommend,
I can
since
do
we
it.
literally just finished our whole Star Wars Empire 161 thing, the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special that's on Disney Plus. It was a
Pretty
lot of
decent.
fun. I think
was
you guys
fun.
would. You guys, yeah. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It was a lot of fun.
There's a lot of specials. You know, we didn't talk about the TV specials from ranging from the Brady Bunch to Cheers to Friends to Seinfeld. Festivus. There's a lot of things that you should go out and watch. Hulu has a lot of the Christmas specials. Friends had one every single year. So if you're a Friends fan, check that out. Arick, any other flicks that you would recommend to the Christmas peeps out there looking to fill their time over the next week and a half or so?
Just like I always favored, like I like the animated stuff.
Yeah. Classic.
And I like the claymation Christmas. I think that's one of the cutest ones. I really like that a lot.
All right, so we'll go round robin from there. Arick just had his take. Tim, any closing remarks here?
No, I think we did a good job. We did a long job today, man. Wow.
That's
crazy.
I expected it because I didn't want to
Yeah.
go to a part 2 because we're just a couple days away from Christmas, but I wanted to get this all in. People can watch as they go.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. We had fun. Have a happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. Peace out.
I can go the distance.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, everyone, Merry Christmas, Three Kings, Kwanzaa, belated Hanukkah, celebrate it all. I'm actually glad. I'm going to walk away with 2 movies that I promise you guys I will watch over the next couple of days. I'm already scheduled Elf. I'm going to check out The Night Before as well because I kind of felt like I kept meaning to get around to it but never did. I will watch those 2 movies and add them in and then, maybe reach out to you guys and decide what
when you watch the night before, the just the church scene, it's great.
Yeah, that
mean,
might be happening
movie's
tomorrow. I think that's going to happen tomorrow. Maybe the
Get
afternoon.
it done.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Get it done.
It's a
Hey,
good movie.
forget about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
it's going down.
All right. I feel like it was a little unfair to Eric. Any closing remarks? Not just Christmas stuff, but any closing remarks here?
Oh, fun
Says bad
show.
boy.
I was glad we did it. Real fun show.
Yeah,
And, Merry
absolutely.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa.
I will
What am
admit that
missing?
I left my menorah up a day too late this year. I don't know what happened to me. But all right. So yeah, we appreciate you joining us on this Christmas /holiday special. That we had on our very first Christmas on popculturepros.com. So again, appreciate you watching. If you need to watch in 30-minute increments, all good with us. Just watch. Head over to popculturepros.com. Check out the latest reviews, the latest top 10s, the latest NFL picks. And the NBA started out tonight. The Nets just beat the Golden State Warriors. So that happened on Christmas night. Screw you, Nets. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm sad, as I am every year. All right. So that'll do it for us. I appreciate you guys joining us. Bert that left us. Eric, appreciate you. Tim, appreciate you. Ed, appreciate you. Mom, I appreciate you. We'll talk to you guys later on, and absolutely back for some more shows come next week. Until then, peace out, everybody. Merry Christmas.
All right.